No bias here, just facts you'll see. In every corner, the world story will tell. From the streets of Paris to Tokyo's gleam, every city, every voice will hear them. No spin, no hype, just calm and serene. RedNex World News, where truth is supreme. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a slew. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it tight. Through the chaos, through the calm, we stand. With Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, we understand. The pulse of the world will never let it fade. RedNex World News, where truth is made. From wars to peace, from despair to hope, we're here to guide you through the scope. No matter the storm, we'll keep you informed. RedNex World News, where truth is born. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a clue. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it dead. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS on stage. News from RedNex, where truth is the stage. No bias here, just facts you'll see. In every corner, the world story will tell. From the streets of Paris to Tokyo's gleam, every city, every voice will hear them. No spin, no hype, just calm and serene. RedNex World News, where truth is supreme. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a slew. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it tight. Through the chaos, through the calm, we stand. With Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, we understand. The pulse of the world will never let it fade. RedNex World News, where truth is made. From wars to peace, from despair to hope, we're here to guide you through the scope. No matter the storm, we'll keep you informed. RedNex World News, where truth is born. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a clue. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it dead. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS on stage. News from RedNex, where truth is the stage. No bias here, just facts you'll see. In every corner, the world story will tell. From the streets of Paris to Tokyo's gleam, every city, every voice will hear them. No spin, no hype, just calm and serene. RedNex World News, where truth is supreme. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a slew. RedNex
Go ahead and do that. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome, everyone. We are perfectly on time, as always. So I got Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS here, Team Venture Gaming. Soon to be RedNex News. Yep.
RedNex World News.
RedNex World News. We'll be migrating over there next week. I was trying to do it today, but it did not go according to plan. Let's just put it that way. And here we are. So one more time over here at Team Venture, and then we're over on RedNex. I hope to see you all there. Actually, I posted some stuff on Reddit about the investing, and we got like 10 subscribers this morning.
Nice.
So we got a nice mix of people joining us over here at Team Venture. Glad to have y'all, and as always, we love everyone's thoughts and opinions on every topic. Just behave with each other. You could say whatever you want to us. We're happy to have you, but just behave in the chat, and we will not have any problems. And it is actually, believe it or not, the weekend for once. So cheers to the freaking weekend. And I just went and picked up more party supplies, so I am fully prepared. Oh, I gotta get the damn air horn hooked up. What the hell? All right. Well, we have a little bit of fun stuff. We got a little bit of serious stuff. And believe it or not, there was literally no trans news. It was pretty much, if it was trans news, it was either related to Charlie Kirk or it just really wasn't that interesting. So maybe it's finally going away. I don't know. That was the only silver lining. I know. That's what I thought, Ziggy. I was like, boom. Then I'm like, wait. As if they finally done bitching? Like, this is 2 weeks in a row that I had tough time finding anything. So I don't know. We'll see. I know, that's why I put it in the middle. It's like the transition, you know? You gotta get in your trans scapegoats.
It's the sugary nougat center.
I mean, we're rich white people. We gotta blame everything on trans people. It's fucking the rules, man. I don't make them, I follow them. What the hell?
It's true. Trans hour is basically us listening and then Pav screaming.
They just kind of make my head explode. I don't get it, but this is kind of cool. I don't know. This was Gen Z stuff, so there's still Gen Z news, but nothing. You know what, Gen Z? We got a few things to talk about them, but if we take a look at this chick, Gen Z, I don't know who this guy is, but I see him on a lot of talk shows. Probably should figure out who he is.
Just marry a fertile 25-year-old too. You could be a 40-year-old man and go, well, 25, so I get the maximum amount of fertility. I want to have 7-8 kids.
But then why weren't you trying to start that family?
Maybe you're just because you were trying to accrue resources so you could. And then if the 25-year-old says, yeah, you have the resources, I really dig you, I think you're great, I want to give you 9 kids. I could not imagine anybody at this table could ever give me a single problem with that.
All right, what do we think about this, fellas? If you're an older man who spent your time building up some wealth, and you're like,
fortune.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like this exactly describes me right now. You know what I'm saying? I put everything on pause and said, I'm going to have a crap load of money, and then I'm going to go down this road. And I don't know. I don't technically see a problem with it.
No. That's actually how men have been doing it for a pretty long time. Like, you watch the old movies about, you know, the black and white movies, and they have, in the 1800s, and they have some dude going off to, you know, at 20 to go make his fortune, and then he comes back like 15 to 20 years later, and he marries the woman he was in love with in the beginning, but he left her to go make his fortune.
I know, and people didn't live that long before, so it was like, you know, I don't know, you kind of had to do things kind of in a hurry. Now, I think people live a little longer, and frankly, a lot of people don't get along with each other for very long. So it's like,
No.
if I'm going to do this, you know what I'm saying?
That's something that we're noticing, though. Like, a lot of older, like 50-plus-year-old women who are divorcing their husbands because they're bored.
No, I saw something the other day on that. The lady just
left. I'm gonna
left.
divorce my husband.
She's like, I don't even have a problem with them. I just want to do my own thing. So I just left one day. She's like, I love my husband and my kids, but I need to do my own thing. I'm like, what the fuck
and they
is
even
this?
admit that. They're like, my husband's great. He's a wonderful man, but I left him because I want to go out and party.
I need to find myself.
Like, okay,
I've been a mom for 20 years. I want to be me now. And even Michelle Obama, I think she became a man and decided to go party or something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I feel like she just decided, fuck Barack Obama. I'm going to go be a man for a while, and then we can be gay lovers as like our second chapter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Don't quote me on it.
What happened?
This is hearsay.
The internet supports your theory.
I think the internet told me that, and I don't know. I'm not claiming firsthand knowledge of this, honestly. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure.
There's just some strange coincidences out there. Sorry, I couldn't say that right.
Cougars, no, baby. We're talking about an old man going for the young lady. There's no cougars involved here.
From a moral standpoint, ever. I don't think it would even be
From
possible.
a moral
Without
standpoint.
raising an actual argument or objection, do you find the scenario that he painted predatory or icky?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you think that, from a woman's perspective, having kids at 25 with someone who is 40 is disadvantageous?
What do we think?
Really?
Is it she's asking a question. Do you think is it disadvantageous for a 25-year-old to have the children of a 40-year-old man?
For the woman?
For the woman.
No. Not at all. In fact,
That's
it's
what
quite
I'm saying.
advantageous. She
I
gets
feel
all
like-
of his resources and attention. She gets to raise her children comfortably. And then he's most likely going to be dying way before her, so she will inherit all of his money.
So
It's
when
like,
she's
why
older,
is
she
there a
gets to have
problem
her
with
own time.
And,
The kids
and
will
he's
be
probably
grown.
okay with that, as opposed to, you divorcing him and taking half of his stuff just because you can, or because you want to, or because you're bored.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I think there might be a slight social disadvantage. Like slightly, people might like behind your back look at you like,
yeah, I can see that. Unfortunately, I think like families back when I was growing up, like mothers had other mothers to help, so there was like
the
an
communal,
informal community kid raising club, right? All the mothers, like this mother is sick, so the other mother took her kid for the weekend, or just for the day, or whatever it might be. It was there. I'm sure it was a huge support to all these mothers, raising kids at home, and their husbands are out at work all day.
But I think even on top
That's
of that,
different now. Everyone works, so everyone's kids are going.
but even
to
if they
daycare.
don't work, then you got to say, okay, is this person have the same ideologies as me and all this bullshit? Like before, everybody, if your kid misbehaved, they get slapped. Any parent could come over,
everyone
slap
was on
your
the
kid,
same
and be
page.
like, "What the
That's
fuck are
true.
you doing, little brat?"
Right.
Now it's like, oh, we don't do that. What are you doing, my child? Blah, 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 blah. Well, your little bitch is a fucking monster. Take care of it or I'll take care of it. I don't get it. You can't do it. I'll do it. What's the problem?
Takes
Oh
a
my
village.
God. So, yeah, I don't know. To me, that's the only disadvantage, but it has a ton of advantages. I mean, unless he's like a piece of shit loser or something, but then, of course, you just wouldn't marry him. But if you're talking
I hope
about, like,
not.
the guy's got
One would hope
resources and, like, is going to be good to you because, he's got what he wants, and then
he's,
you
like,
got what you want. Like, what's the problem?
You already know he's successful. He's goal oriented, so he's like, got his shit together.
You want kids or not? I don't know. Like, let's go. I don't know.
I can't figure out how
Yeah,
it's disadvantageous
To the
from
woman?
a logical standpoint.
You know who Henry Cavill is? Very handsome man, 40 years old. Do you think it would be disadvantageous for a 25-year-old woman to have children with Henry Cavill?
No.
Do you think a lot
Oh yeah, look at that. No.
would jump at the chance to be with Henry
Hang on,
Cavill?
forget that for a second.
Okay.
I'll-
Yeah, see, like it's like so obvious that when it's like, oh, if you go to the extreme, and it's like, yeah, sure, that guy looks good still, and it's like, I hope, like, I'm almost in that age range, and I don't look like a complete sack of potatoes. It's like, at least I'm not, you're not marrying fucking, some Frankenstein or something. It's like, come on, I'm not completely dog shit, but I'm not in my prime, but come on.
Totally unfortunate looking.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate looking. Yeah, I don't know, man. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. So, I mean, if Gen Z is going to complain everything's so expensive and so hard, well, I mean, there is technically other options depending on what your life goals are. Anyway.
Actually, Pav has that Doctor Strange, like the peppering on the side where it's still dark on top. So he's got.
I know, and a lot of people tell me they like it, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's considered really as an attractive trait. I'm not into you like that. But,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, and the barber will tell me that too, and they'll be like,
cool.
I'll be like, how much to fix this? And they're like, nah, you don't want to fix it. Like, people come in to pay to get it like this. I'm like, I looked at her, I was like, are you just sweet talking me right now, bitch? Or are you are you being serious? So I don't know, man, but yeah, I guess whatever. I'll take it. I mean, Ben Shapiro's got black hair still. Where's his fucking pepper?
Today we're going to talk about whether Gen Z
Yeah, he looks
Oh,
like
it's
he
in his
dyes
beard.
hair.
Yeah, it's in his beard.
video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Well, I think the question is, or do what? When people ask, should I go to college? The answer typically should be, what are the options on the table for you? College isn't a bad option for everybody. College is a very good option for people who want to go into STEM fields.
Now, this, on its face, I agree with. Like, yes, maybe, but even now, I would say no. There's literally no reason to have college. There's zero reason to have college for
Is it
any.
if you're trying to be an engineer?
If you're being an engineer, like, pretty much the only thing I could think of is, like, maybe doctors or something where you have to, like, get a cadaver somehow. Like, how are you going to get a cadaver sent to your house and, like, you're going to, like, learn on
Well,
it?
not, not legally.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, some things, okay, like, maybe that, but, like, if you're most engineering, probably not. Like, if there's some
Really?
equipment that you had to have that was, like, extremely expensive for some reason, like, that only a university might have access to, but even that, like, I don't remember ever having to use anything that was something I couldn't have either got on my own or just, like, use a simulation or something on the computer.
Sure.
And
thought
so
of that.
much of it is, like, free, and you can curate, like, the highest degree of, like, quality. Like, if you have 100 people put together a course on how, fluid dynamics works, you have 100 samples of what a quality could look like, and then you can mix and match it potentially and build, like, the most quality based, like, information source that everybody can learn from. And now that we have technology, and frankly, I don't know why anyone's not doing this, and this is something I might even start, like, funding once I sell my company, but learning to me should be distributed. When you go to school, there should be two types of school. One is learning and one is social. And you do your learning at home, and you put on a VR headset and you do your learning, and you have, like, a virtual playground that you can do whatever you need to do to figure out how the world works. And then the second one is the social school, where you actually go to meet people face to face. But during learning, you don't typically do that, or if you do, it's through, like, the virtual connected space where you guys just, like, are in the virtual space together, cohabitating it. And people need to learn social skills, and then people need to learn real
Something they need to
life
start teaching in
skills.
colleges and shit.
And actually, we'll
That's
see
bad.
that comes up in this. It's like college used to teach how do you be a good person on top of how do you, like, write and read and do math.
If you go to a Jesuit college, one of the required courses is ethics.
I mean, even that is like ethics is still
They
not
also
like
have other
necessarily
required
like
courses that fall
fundamental,
into
like,
it.
you know, being a good person is like, that's
No.
more of like, what
And
could
one
you
of the
get
most
sued
valuable
for?
classes I ever took in a college environment was logic. Like understanding logic and how fallacies work is like
Oh, yeah.
was super valuable. Like throughout my life, still is. It's just
Yeah, like biases. And
but
all
they
that
don't
kind of stuff.
like that's not like a required course or anything, and it's like something you have to choose to take when you're in college. It's like I should have had this in high school at least, like maybe
There's
not
a
middle
lot of
school
things.
because it's kind of a heavy subject, but I mean, still, I don't know.
No, I think honestly, this whole like everybody in the same age goes through school at the same time is complete garbage. Like
That
you're
too.
holding
People learn
holding
differently at
back
different
smart
rates.
people
They
and you're
have
pushing
their-
forward dumb people. It doesn't make any sense. You're neutralizing
I was pretty
everyone.
stupid until high school, and all of a sudden I became much smarter than everyone around me. It was really weird. I didn't have to study at all. I got straight A's. I just had to show up for class.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
do think,
Just, like everything became easy for me, like when I was a junior in high school.
but I say it should never happen. It should always be the school is pushing you at exactly the
Yeah,
level that you
it
need
was
to go.
too
That it's
easy.
like exactly that's the problem. There's no
It's
like
I passed my hump, and I'm like, I am bored. So
And then
like,
you-
I took
and then in
lunch.
those early years
Stuff
where
like
you have
that.
the most potential of like you're all day all you're trying to do is learn, and then all of a sudden you're being restricted from learning for no fucking reason. And I saw this myself when I'm going through school. I'm like, I can do like 2 years ahead math lessons. Like why are we doing like 1-in-1 still? Like this makes no sense to me. Why and now I'm stuck. Like I could have been accelerated and done something maybe, you know, even further before my brain capped and I started getting dumber. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like let people grow at their potential when they're still growing into their potential. Don't fucking cap it. School is fucked. I hate it. I hate it so bad. It's destroying the future. It literally is destroying the future.
Not completely, because a lot of people homeschool these days. And
Yeah, but even
there's still
that,
private school. That's a
I
little
do
more
think homeschool is
focused on actual education.
better, but if they don't do it or they still don't like do
No,
it well,
right.
it's still a problem. And even private schools, a lot of them are just still they're just twisted bullshit. I was talking to
agree.
someone, they're in a private
Too.
school. They had no math teacher for a semester.
Oh my gosh. Is it just because it's hard to find teachers?
Yeah, for whatever series of reasons, it doesn't even matter technically. And they didn't read any books in reading class. Like it was like the dumbest. She's telling me all these things. I'm like, that's school. Like the kids are going there and not there. The point of that institution is to learn, and even like, okay, maybe like a day or two or a week or like something crazy happens and it's like, oh my god, this crazy thing happened. Okay, you have no other teachers, you have no other like capacity to like combine, or like we're gonna have to do something where you split up the classes better, or like figure it out, get someone in there. Like, is it real? This is the fucking future. You're cultivating a future where they have no chance. They have no chance. And we have all the tools. We have all the tools. If we can't figure out how to not fuck it up. Oh my god. Nobody's focusing on this. Nobody's paying attention to the kids. I feel like, how am I the one screaming about the kids right now? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's true. Same. Like, I don't have kids. Why do I'm not even invested in this, but
Oh my
I mean, I am
God.
because it's the future of, the nation.
Like
But other than
everything.
that,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Science, tech, engineering, math. You're not going to learn much about that outside of a solid college. And the reality is that while we say that we're going to self-educate, there is a portion of the population that is going to self-educate and doesn't need to actually go to college. The people who are going to go start startups in Silicon Valley or something. But the vast majority of people do need some sort.
Yeah, look at those highest motivated people that actually go out and build something. They don't need to go to school. They just need to figure it out. and maybe going to school in some select instances. And even that, do you need a 4-year fucking degree filled with this, that, and the other thing? No. You need targeted, skilled knowledge. You don't need, what was, Romanian history in the 14th century, like, who cares? I'm building a rocket. I don't know. Like that's what they try and pretend is like building a well-rounded student is teaching them a bunch of nonsense. Instead of like, this is how you fit into society and don't be a complete pile of crap. And this is how you're productive. And things like, here's how you build wealth. Nobody tells anybody that. I didn't learn it until in my 30s.
That's the open secret.
So I don't know. It's just nutty, man.
Intellectual, educational structure in order to learn the things that allowed them to progress to the next level of their life and their career. And so doing that in the context of a useful pursuit, sure, college might be good for you. But for a lot of people who are going to college, the answer is no. You're racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt in order to get a major in sociology or in education that theoretically you could just get that education elsewhere or go into the workforce. And the way that college has evolved over the course of time in the United States is quite fascinating. It used to be that colleges were there not only for the inculcation of job skills, but to make you a good citizen. If you go back and look at the original statement from, say, King's College, which became Columbia University, it literally said that the goal was to inculcate beliefs in citizenship and religion alongside a secular education so that you could actually become a good citizen and part of your community. We got rid of that in the early 20th century, and we moved toward the job model, which was you don't need sort of a general education. What you really need more is the education for an actual job.
And even this is not what happened. They lied. Like, they're like, no, you don't need general education. You need broad education for your job. But we're going to also like somehow twist that to mean you need all this other useless shit that will round you out and kind of like sort of compromise here, but it's not actually. It's just like a bunch of noise and mess. But you're talking to freaking 17 and 18-year-old humans who don't know or have any concept of what's about to happen to them or what real life is all about and what any of this actually means. Right? None of these people have tried to apply for a job, and then the job's like, oh, I need a this or that degree or this skill set or whatever. They're just like, oh, I do this, and then the next thing is this. Like, that's what everyone is telling me is how it works. That must be how it works. Why would they think anything different? So I don't know. Just people repeating the same thing, and now we got this bullshit with the college system, and now everybody still somehow believes they need to go to college, and then I don't know, Jim's telling me he's doing a dissertation and whatever. I'm like, oh my god, like you can write a paper on your own. You don't need college to tell you how to write a paper. Like there's like
That's
drinking
true.
the Kool-Aid, man. Like you can do things without the approval of school. Like, I don't know.
And by the mid-20th century, that certainly became the way that we thought about college. And then we moved beyond even that. And now college is basically someplace you go for 4 years to rack up debt, drink, and sleep around. And now we've actually moved beyond that, where you don't even go there to drink and sleep around. You go there to watch porn alone in your dorm room. That seems not like a wonderful progression for college. So the question is, what are you going to do instead? Well, there used to be these things called apprenticeships in the United States.
I would be interested to see what those colleges look like now, because the kids are like socially retarded. Do they actually go to parties?
Good question.
Do they just like stare at each other awkwardly with their stupid blank faces, like they can't figure, like they're here but they don't know what to do now, and it's just like awkward and like I kind of want to go to one and just like look around.
United States. And for many people who are not actually going to college, they went into an apprenticeship at a firm.
Bobby, do you have any idea?
To be a lawyer, you became a law apprentice. If you wanted to become a blacksmith, you became a blacksmith apprentice. Well, there's no reason why we shouldn't take high IQ high schoolers and put them in apprenticeship situations. They'll probably learn more that way than they will.
And the downplaying of like this type of stuff, like not everybody is going to be a business leader. Not everybody is going to be, using their brain to like invent things and whatever. Some people, they work very well with their hands and they can look at things and understand how they work physically and how to like manipulate it into like useful tools and whatever. Like, great. Like, some people, that's what. And there's like kind of a stigma, right? Like, there's like, oh, the trades is kind of like a lesser to like college, because college is more of a, a brain and like intellectual endeavor or whatever. But a lot of these people that are good mechanically are very intelligent and can do like mechanical systems cause me a lot of trouble, like understanding, but computational systems and like systems of inputs and outputs all day is super easy for me, and it's not easy for everyone. So it's like people have their strengths, and like I can't cut people open and look at that and not like pass out. You know what I'm saying? Some people have no problem with that shit. Great, I'm glad those people exist. It's not me. I mean, if I was in like, we're in zombie apocalypse and it's like you got to do it, okay, fine, I can do it. But if it's not like I have to do it or I die, okay, no, thank you. If it's anything like work, all they do is stare at their phones while foot dragging, walking around. Yep.
In a lot of these college courses.
And that's what I could imagine a party end up being. They get together and then everyone just ends up in their phone shuffling around emptily and like maybe occasionally having some sort of interaction, but overall it's just like a bunch of people adjacent to other people. I don't know.
I have an objection then, if I may.
Okay.
The Trump administration's cracking down like crazy on schools across the country.
Good.
And there's a reasonable argument that things might change. Are universities all, fated to be liberal forever and be useless forever? Or is there an argument that things can really change?
I think they're going to be liberal forever just because you're incentivizing that type of person to be there. Like, all the incentives are for like these psycho weirdos who have literally nothing going for them because they're somehow disadvantaged. So I don't know. I think that's the problem. You got to have someone come out and be like, I don't know. And I feel like a lot of the people that are like self-motivated and intelligent, they're just gonna be like, I don't need college. Like, I'm just gonna go do it. I'm gonna raise some money and build it. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. It's crazy. I think it's destined to fall into a liberal like loop.
Well,
I think that's kind of the point. A lot of
I do too.
Colleges, I mean, they
well,
do
now
that.
it is. I don't think
money.
initially
It's really,
it was.
It's for money. I mean, it's ultimately for money because they're trying to get students in really early, like right out of high school. It's become the social norm that college students are between the ages of 18 and 24 at the oldest. So if you're like a 35-year-old going to college, like get weird looks, right?
Oh,
Unless
yeah,
you're going to community college or something. I mean university. When I say college, I mean university.
Yeah.
So that when you're like right out of high school, like, do you know what you want to do? Probably not. So you're forced to take 2 years of basically more high school classes before you're even allowed to like focus on the thing that you're interested in before even really knowing if that thing you're interested in is what you're actually good at or what you want to do because you have any experience doing it. So it's backwards in my opinion. College should be like, you graduate high school, you start working. You were like, I'm really good at mechanics, but I'm really bad at talking to people. So I'm going to go to school now to be an engineer, right? Because I'm really good with things, but not so great with people. And now I know what I want to do, and I can focus on that. And I mean, before the internet and everything and stuff was free, and a good answer for that would have been school, going to college. But back in the day, we had colleges that focused on those things. Like Texas A&M was known for agriculture and mechanics or engineering. And now it's probably just it's university like every other university. They offer everything. Maybe their agriculture school is still really good, but it's not the super focus it used to be. I just use that as an example. It might not be a good one, but
I think it
my
could.
dad went to one of those schools, VPI, Virginia Polytechnic Institute, which was engineering oriented. I don't think it is as much anymore.
Yeah, I think these trade colleges or whatever. Even that, what I'm saying is, it's gotta somehow we gotta shift the perspective of it from being like a lesser or like you do this if you can't do that, or like, because, and I mean, frankly, a lot of the people that go to a trade, they make a lot more money than some of these idiots that go to university and learn like a stupid skill, like not even a skill, right? Like
some of them make mad cash. You just don't know it because they don't live the I'm a rich person lifestyle. They're like,
or even if they do, you might not even know what they do, right? Like how do you know it? Yeah, like so it's, you know, but I think that's part of the thing. We got to like show people like it's fine, right? If you're someone who like someone eventually has to produce things. And that's like when I'm doing the stock trading and stuff, I'm like, I'm making more money doing literally nothing. Like there's nothing productive about this. Nothing is being built. Nothing, like literally nothing is happening. I'm just making money and doing literally nothing. But somebody at some point has to do something. Like if everyone just traded stocks and no one was working, okay, we have a problem. Who's actually doing it?
Right. Well, you can't trade gold if no one digs the gold out of the ground.
So I don't know. There's like a lot of things like someone got to do the work. And sometimes it's just a matter of, you know, maybe it's while you're young, you got to just work so you got some money and then you know, start your own business and then you work in a different way or like you build a portfolio or whatever. But that's not taught. And I think to an extent, it might even be dangerous to teach people, or I don't think it would be dangerous because I think that would like cause, instead of like everyone being a victim, it would be like, well, here's exactly the path that you could take to becoming incredibly successful. And now it's just a matter of, are you going to do it? And now maybe people will be competitive and, you know, kind of build on each other to get to where they need to go. I don't know.
Well, with people not knowing anything about it, that kind of protects them from making big mistakes and, you know, like destroying everything they have because they get.
Well, stocks,
you know.
yes, but what I'm saying is like learn how to build a company, learn how to like, you know, take a risk, that because if you're just going to be a worker, that's fine, but you have to understand then like you can't also be one of these liberal psychos who's like, oh, well, why does the CEO make so much money and I don't make anything? Well,
right.
That is the problem. You don't understand like even the fundamental basic concept of like, what are you talking about? It would weed out the ones who don't want to do anything. Yep. I think that, and you can actually make a conscious decision, right? Like I want to go compete to be on the top. And this is how I can be competing and how I can reach the top. Or I can say, I don't want to compete. I just want to sit and earn a paycheck and not worry about it. Like, and to an extent, there's nothing wrong with that either, because it's crazy stressful to try and build a company and then have employees that depend on your company existing tomorrow. And, you know, and a job, if you get to the end of your rope, you just be like, you know what? I got to do something else. I'm going to get a different job. When you own a company and you got people on your payroll, it's like, I can't just stop showing up. It doesn't work like that. Well, I mean, I could, but now I'm, you know, impacting a whole bunch of people in a way that's not fair to them. And, you know, all the responsibility of like, oh, this person needs help on a holiday weekend, XYZ, and they pay us, you know, $5,000 a month. And what's the chance that they're going to cancel if I don't take the call? You know what I'm saying? Like, all the stuff. It's like, that's what you don't have to worry about. And that's why you just get your paycheck, you know what I'm saying? Like,
political orientation is less the problem than their orientation toward the job market in general. And I think that the use of universities to inculcate civic virtue, that's gone for a long time. I don't see that coming back anytime in the near future. But thanks for stopping by. That was super weird.
My pleasure.
Free.
Anyway, so I just cannot support college like at all, full stop. Pretty much, if you are someone who's motivated enough to go move to a school and pay them a small fortune, not even a small fortune, a literal like fortune, how are you not motivated to just do it for free from home? Like, to me, that just says you are ultimately, you just don't understand the base. Like, you will never be successful that way. Or this is going to be like one of the biggest, hardest lessons you'll ever learn. And that lesson might be more costly than you can recover from, because you literally might not be able to get out from under that, depending upon where you go after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that debt could literally keep you in poverty for the rest of your life. I thought this was interesting. Apparently, Gen Z are losing their mind even more and decided that instead of like going out to buy coffee, they're gonna like pretend to be baristas at home.
About time to be alive. In the age where AI is on the edge of becoming the Terminator or sex bots.
Hello, handsome.
Where hedge funds are buying up all the homes so we can all own nothing and like it. The dollar is weaker. The economy is wheezing to death on the soon-to-be non-existent Social Security. And in the midst of all this uncertainty, Gen Z can no longer afford luxury brand coffee. Some brave...
Yeah, and frankly, I hope Social Security does go away and they do what they did this year, and any babies born January of this year through 2028, they get their own IRA effectively. And the government put $1,000 into it. Family can contribute to it up to a certain amount, and then it goes into the market. Like, that is what it should. That's how it. And then by the time the kid is like getting out of college, if they've been investing into it, they should have over $100,000 to either, not out of college, out of high school, to either decide if they want to go to school or start a business. So I don't know. To me, that just sounds like a way better plan. And then now you're also learning financial literacy along the way and what that type of savings can do to lead to your own self-funded retirement. Like, why does the government, how does it make the sense that the government needs to be planning your retirement for you? That is crazy.
It is crazy.
Social Security should not exist. It's also crazy
to trust the government to plan your retirement for you. That's just like...
That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. It's like, what the hell?
What are you doing?
Oh my God.
What are we doing? I don't know.
The government is going to make the best decision for me? I don't know about that.
They're not known for,
good decisions, efficiency, anything. Yeah.
Being smart.
Yeah, taking things back, in different... Yeah, they change their mind, whatever. It's like,
actually,
man.
The United States is the worst at long-term planning, in my opinion. We're so bad at it. Like, the only part, like entity
you can't do long-term planning
does it decently is NASA, and even they are like forced into short-term thinking because of politics.
Because of politics, the way our politics are, it doesn't let you build a long-term plan.
It'll take like 15 years. It's like, no, we want something done in 3. Okay.
Because because we're gonna get 4 years in, and then the next guy's gonna be like, we don't want it anymore, throw it away.
Exactly, which is a big part of the problem, and that's happened before.
Yeah, I mean, even now, Trump like pulled the funding for a bunch of things, and is like, we don't want to do these things anymore.
Yep. Yeah, I heard there were a lot of layoffs at NASA. Because
I don't know. But even that, like, fuck NASA. Like, we have private rocket companies now. And if you can prove, they can't land a rocket like Elon can, and he hasn't been in the game that long. So, I mean...
Well, there's a difference, though. Like NASA, their goal is to, like, expand knowledge. And I think the private companies have an obligation to seek a monetary gain in the long run. So there's a slight
well,
difference.
not necessarily. Publicly
motivation.
traded companies, yes, but not private companies like what Elon's doing.
Yeah, I guess not.
That's fully
companies,
private, and
they're kind of rare. I mean, it requires an Elon to do it.
And there's nothing to say you can't make money and
people like that, but they're not that common. Like
making money is a much better motivator to making your goals. Like Elon right now with his last pay package was like $1 trillion pay package, but it requires Tesla to be the biggest company in the world, like 8 million robots deployed, like this many cars sold, like rocket, like all these contingencies where it's like, okay, if that's what it takes to get there, that someone makes $1 trillion, okay, who cares? To me, it's like, we just push forward the future. You're making money, he made money, everybody's life's better. Who cares? Why does it matter that he made $1 trillion? It doesn't. And in fact, that's why he made so much money the first time.
It doesn't matter, but I'm just saying it's a matter of motivation.
That's what I'm saying. Money motivates to good outcomes. You just have to make sure the incentives are aligned. If it's when the incentives get funky and you can make money doing bad shit, then yeah, that's when it makes a problem. Is because you can make money doing bad shit. Like this guy, there was a kid in an air treatment thingy, and it blew up effectively.
Oh yeah,
and
I heard about that.
It's like that is the kind of unaligned incentives, right? They're not incentivized to make sure that this works right. They're just incentivized to make sure they can do a whole bunch of these things, and then you know, if someone dies, they pay this fee, and it evens out, and it's whatever. That's not good, right? That is not good. But if you can align incentives correctly,
with being primarily motivated with profit, that's where the problem comes in, because human nature. Greed will eventually.
Yeah, you just got to tie that profit to good behaviors and like good outcomes, and then it's fine. Like when your profit is determinant
in school. Damn
it. To make coffee at home, and it has now led to the, and I quote, fourth wave coffee movement. They act as if they've discovered fire. I guess the Folgers commercials from the early 2000s were just a fever dream. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your... Of course, this phenomenon has led to news articles covering...
That better not get this in our copyright.
What was that you said?
Oh, like occasionally the videos get hit with a copyright because some music shows up, and I'm going to be annoyed if that little jingle gets us.
Gen Z coffee lovers discover new way to combat insane Java prices with new home cafe trend.
Gen Z splits the atom by discovering coffee filters. Will the miracles never cease?
It's out with overpriced milk lattes and in with DIY coffee culture. Gen Z TikTokers are ditching the expensive morning coffee runs and instead transforming their kitchens into cozy custom coffee shops.
I tried to do this, and the coffee was so terrible. I end up going to Tim Hortons literally every day anyway. I'm just like, oh, I hate my life right now. Why can't I just get good coffee at home?
Complete with menus, pastries, and even barista uniforms in an attempt to save money.
Spoiler alerts, they don't. And that's the thing, even. Like, I was looking, like, okay, how much is it to buy a bagel and cream cheese versus buy a pack of bagels and cream cheese at the house, and it ended up being about the same cost. I was like, well, that's not cheaper. The coffee depends. It is a little more expensive to go out, but it's like, And then I end up throwing away creamer, or I won't eat a bagel, or all the bagels, and they'll go moldy. I'm just like, or the cream cheese, I got to keep track of when it was bad. I'm just like, you know what? For the extra buck, I don't care. And these people, they actually print out like menus and put up a menu on their wall.
School's out, heading into halftime. Looks like they've got
a menu on the wall.
It's like pretend time or something. I don't know. Come on, what is this?
Do they pay themselves too and pay taxes on the transaction? Sales tax?
They go through like all this trouble.
A little jar for tips? Like they tip themselves?
We are truly in the death row.
How delusional can we become? I don't know. Gen Z will find out for us.
For the illusion of wealth, they even dress up like baristas to serve themselves. God help us all. You think I'm joking, but some of these people are posting on TikTok that they're recycling Starbucks plastic cups, aka reusing them. So when they're out and about, around, they have brand recognition. People who can't balance checkbooks need to have brands. It's a fresh kind of madness.
I mean, I guess if they wash the cup, whatever.
There's literally so
They just want it to say it that it's
But they're not
Starbucks
designed
on
to
it.
be reused, so they're not like the kind of plastic that will necessarily hold up over time, as far as bacteria goes.
articles
I'm just
that
saying.
crap and enough TikToks to drive any man with testosterone levels over 216 crazy. So we're just going to jump into it. The first video encapsulates the fate that awaits all single, childless women who will make up 45% of our population.
Oh my god! Well, 2030 is the year that I intend to be
45%.
completely, fully, 100% self-sustaining, multi, big-time millionaire man. 2030. Okay, that's the goal. And I'm going to have 45%. So almost half of the population is going to be available to me.
By 2030. None of them have a dress size in the single digits, and they all have BMIs in the triple digits. There's one man lying about the floor like a dog. He's a human pug, doing tricks for women who have cankles. There, but for the grace of God, go I. Since this video is copywritten music, for tunes no one under the age of 100,000 gives a about, you'll have to make deal with me explaining what the living hell is going on, and it's a nightmare.
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. The more I get to you, the stranger is blue. Yeah.
I love this Gundam hat character. Don't know why.
But I can't hit those anymore. I used to be able to sing that.
Misery machine.
I turned my apartment into a cafe and went into debt for social media posting. The room is loaded with
Holy crap! There's no way.
Oh
well,
my
this
god, that's their apartment?
Well, this one, it looks like they're actually... There's like a walk-up window or something you could like order from this apartment, I guess. There's no way this is just for them. Are you going to eat all this cake every day and chocolate?
You're throw it out. You're like, unless you're like a real big person, I guess. That's like a mound of fudge. What is that? Or is it brownies? I mean...
Yeah, these are like brownies and...
I can't imagine that not like a lot of that going bad, but... Okay, maybe they have a party.
Moly.
Like they invite friends over to come to their fake cafe.
I wonder if this is like a really big apartment that like a lot of people maybe in the morning come through. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy.
obscene amount.
Well, this one maybe makes sense, but if you're doing it just for you, I don't know.
There's no way this woman has enough friends and the odd neighbor that rolls in to sell all of these. It's a weird TikTok LARP where food is most certainly wasted, and somehow this owns Starbucks.
Oh, they're soy lattes, huh? That explains the men. Look at them. If you even call those males.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Gen Z is up to some really weird stuff. Tim Pool
you need
has...
to get out and talk to people. Darn it.
Yeah, live a little. Like, touch some... I think they call it touch some grass. It's like the
Touch
new
some
thing.
grass.
Yeah.
Sniff some flowers.
Yeah.
Pet
Wasn't
kitties.
that the thing? It used to be like stop and smell the roses or something.
Stop
now
and
it's like
smell the
touch some
roses,
grass. Well, I guess stop and smell some roses means that you were outside and just in a hurry, and now like touch grass means you need to actually go outside.
You actually have to physically stop.
You need to leave
with your
the house,
screens and
unplug, and go outside.
yeah,
Okay.
Put on shoes. Touch
Holy
the grass
moly.
with your hand.
It had to evolve like that. This is crazy. I'm just now noticing that. That is like literally the evolution of that.
And they want to make a bunch of money. I bet you could sell small patches of grass for indoor use to Gen Zers. Like a
like the
1 foot
cat
square of
things!
sod set into a wooden frame that you can like still water like lightly so they can like, you know, maintain it.
Oh my God, sell them a little lawnmower.
You sell them for like $150. All set. You just became rich.
Yeah, they're not going to
You're welcome.
unplug. That's true. They ain't going to unplug.
I don't have the space for that. So
They'll be
it requires
walking
a little
around
bit of
looking at their
room,
phone, touching the grass. They'll do a TikTok of touching grass. It'd be like, no, you literally missed the point.
You can make extra money by selling accessories like a little like a putt, like a golf flag.
Oh yeah,
and a do-it-yourself like put your hole in your grass to make it a putting green, or like a little keep off the grass sign.
We need to start a GoFundMe or something. What? How? Like a Kickstarter?
What coming up with?
Kickstarter, man. If we get $1 million, we'll do it. Let's go. Start it right now. Someone do it. Let's go. All right. I'm serious. I mean, if people are going to give us $1 million, whatever, let's do it.
Everyone else except Ziggy and Pav, just ignore what I said.
Apparently, everyone hated that idea. We just lost almost all our viewers on YouTube.
No.
I guess they were Gen Z. Well, how'd they make it this far? I don't know if that would be the thing that insulted them, honestly.
Start their GoFundMe. That's what just
happened. No! Shit, I didn't think about that. You just told them the secret. Damn it. All right, they're all back. Apparently, they made it, and it didn't work out for them. Okay. All right, here's Tim Pool. 70% of Gen Z are so anxious about money they can't sleep. And to deal with it, they're laying in bed watching TV and not budgeting. Sounds like a fabulous plan.
You know, there's a big conversation about whether World War III is about to start or the Civil War has already begun. And Gen Z are so anxious about money, they can't sleep. They're dealing with it by bed rotting and watching TV instead of budgeting. So there's an article that says, will Gen Z fight World War III? And no, I don't know, maybe. Gen Z are at that age, the younger Gen Z. Older, you may get out of this one. But it is fascinating that, Gen Z has no purpose. They are listless, lying around, don't know what to do, and maybe they'll get their purpose on the battlefield. I mean that somewhat jokingly, but kind of not really, so it's pretty worrying. But we are seeing a bunch of Gen Z men be based. They are sort of waking up to what's going on in this country. They feel like there is an irresponsibility from these older generations, and they are turning to the right, to hard work, to meritocracy, to family, to religion. There may be a saving grace for the Gen Z crowd just yet. Yahoo Life reports inflation is stubborn, unemployment is rising, and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has even confirmed that Gen Z grads just can't get a break. But the youngest generation of workers already know that. In fact, they're so anxious about the state of the economy right now, they can't even sleep. So what are they doing about it? They're perhaps counterintuitively bed rotting and watching TV. Mattress company Amerisleep analyzed how the economy is impacting America's sleep. And nearly half admitted they're not getting any because of financial stress. The same percent say their sleep has gotten worse since the start of President Trump's tariff hikes.
Oh my God! No! This is liberals! This what?
God,
this isn't real!
And they're so worried about the economy.
Of all the things to lose sleep over, I don't think that's...
Tariffs! Tariffs! What?
Tariffs! Oh my gosh! My Amazon stuff is gonna go up.
I saw
30%.
so many Gen Z people celebrating. They're like, fuck you, boomers! I hope all your retirement goes to zero, asshole! I'm like, that's your inheritance, you stupid bitch! You're not getting anything! Oh my God, it's crazy. These kids don't understand anything.
Oh my God.
I grew up poor, so I sleep great. I know, this is like another day in the park. What's different?
In the middle of the night. Jeez, dude. This is crazy. Stress and anxiety, man. But Gen Z have the worst. The bright young minds of tomorrow are in the generation most likely to lie awake thinking about money. A staggering 7 in 10 can't sleep because they're so stressed about rising prices, rent, and job security. Yet rather than turning to practical measures like budgeting or building an emergency...
Job security? How about instead of making TikToks all day about the worst things ever, number one, and number two, about how you can't work a corporate job for 8 hours a day because you'll die, like... And we saw all these people like, oh, nobody takes me seriously and everyone thinks all my ideas are completely crazy. And it's like, and I've been fired like 10 times within the first 3 months of my job. It's like, okay, you keep saying it's everybody else's fault right now. But the only thing in common so far that you have brought up is you. So can we take a step back for a second and think about this? Like, this victim mentality, and to an extent I don't even blame them, because their whole life they got told they were perfect and they did everything great and X, Y, and Z, and now when they go and do some retarded stuff and they're like getting fired, they're like, what is happening? This used to be like praised. I feel bad for them, but I don't know. You also got to read the room. Like, look at the writing on the wall. Well, they can't really read either. I don't know, man.
See fun? Many are opting for passive comforts through screens. Gen Zers report doom scrolling social media, a habit more likely to feed their worries than fix them, or staring at the TV. 1 in 3 admit to bed rotting. staying in bed for hours on end to cope. Of course, you realize if you write an article, Tim Pool will read it. You know, I think
we got a bunch of people on Kick, and nobody wants to say anything. I love all of you. Happy to have you lurking, but feel free to throw anything in there. We'll be moving on to more serious news very soon. Thanks for joining us.
I think a lot about when I was a late teen and in my early 20s, and what I would do differently if I went back in time, because my life today is very, very different. I wake up, I do work, I build, brick by boring brick, every single day. And I can't believe it, it's the end of September. I was thinking about how time flies.
I know, even this guy, like, I mean, he's definitely got some opinions, and I've run into him a few times. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't, whatever, he's great. But
same.
You got to get up and do it every day. Even us, like, we're tiny, and I know, like, we're planning X, Y, and Z and whatever, but I think we're some of the most reliable. We are here every single freaking week, and we're growing the days that we're here. Yep. Every time we're here, we never
are consistent.
Consistency is key, and you have to not only be consistent, but do a lot. And we're not doing as much as we could, or should, I guess, to be bigger. But
yeah, we need some assistance to get some of this content.
And eventually, you know, we're going to be doing a lot more. But you got to get up every day and do it. And like today, I spent how many hours just getting this lineup of news actually into my browser. You know, I'm collecting all the information for the whole week, putting it in here so we can talk about all this stuff. It takes hours and hours and hours, and we're putting it up a new channel, hopefully to see you all there as well. But it's a lot of work.
Ad free.
And these kids, like, they want to like try. It's like, I don't know, it might be like ADHD or something where you need immediate feedback, like you can't see it in 6 months. You don't have the capacity to wait, or maybe it's not even capacity. Like, no one has ever challenged you to say, here's a list of goals, right? And if you can tackle all these goals, you will have reached X, right? Whether it's you built a successful YouTube channel, it's you built a good company, you did, you know, whatever it is that you were setting out to do. If you're the person that needs like immediate and constant feedback, well, you're going to unfortunately have to break that down yourself into micro steps where each step you can get immediate feedback and iterate. And it's different, right? Not everyone is like, I would lose my mind having to do that. Like, that's way too much to track for me, but I can see the big picture. And if I'm working towards it, that's all I need to know. I'm going in the right direction. We'll get there. And same with this guy. You got to get up every single freaking day and do the job. And eventually you'll get there. And especially if you're doing something that people like. And if you're not, maybe you got to reconsider, like, okay, why is this not working? And maybe it's just it won't work for you. You got to do something else. I don't know how many things I tried that just didn't work out for one reason or another. And you move on to the next thing.
I'm like, I can't believe it's 2025. Where's the time gone? Well, every day I wake up, read the news, talk about it, skate, eat, hang out with family, or do some, administrative work, then do Timcast IRL, and it moves. And from that, it's just gotten bigger and bigger, and the company has grown. And I thought to myself, what would I do if I woke up and I was 18? And you know what's funny is I would do something completely different than what I did back then. I didn't know what to do back then. I think it's true for a lot of people. Where do you even begin? Well, now I know. There were a lot of things that I was good at, computers particularly. I'd just keep doing that, and I'd wake up and I'd lay a brick every single day, and eventually you have a tower, a beautiful brick tower.
Your $200 puffer keeps you warm. Coffee shop. But as soon as you step out,
instead of laying around watching TV, sitting at the park or skating, I'd say, what can I do today? And you know what's funny is that even when I was younger, I had that in me, and I wanted to know. I couldn't figure it out. And then eventually I started working towards something, started building upon it, and then figured it out. And so I look now at these Gen Zers that are lying in bed with no idea what to do, and I feel that our society has failed young people. It failed my generation. That's why they're stunted. It's failing Gen Z. But it's also why people like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson rose to prominence. It's why people like Joe Rogan, young men, are saying, just tell me where to start laying the bricks and I will do it. Unfortunately, for most of Gen Z, they don't even.
That's the thing. And that's, to me, honestly, the one glimmer of hope is like independent media and independent like influencers that actually do have good morals and values and that take the time every day to bring the message and say, this is what's happening. This is, the right thing to do. Go through the time to thought exercise it, like this is why we do
Not
X,
just
Y, and Z.
do this because I say so, and because that's what everyone says
screech
you should do,
and like
but
be
do
obnoxious.
this because think about it. And this is how you should think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you disagree, that's fine, but you should still be thinking about it.
Yeah. And I mean, frankly, you should be able to vocalize why you would disagree. Like some things, man, I saw a video today. I'll behave myself on the descriptors, but there was a woman on a bus, and she was sitting there, and she had a bag, her like luggage, like a little briefcase bag, sitting on the seat next to her. Right? And a pregnant woman came up and was like, "Hey, can I have this seat?" And she said, "No, I need this for my bag." And the guy behind her lost his shit and threw her bag across the room and was like, and she's trying to say, "Oh, well, the baby's sitting right inside her. The baby's fine. Like, I need this seat for my bag." Oh, and it turned into a whole eruption of everything. But I'm assuming everyone in here would be able to guess what type of person had the bag on the chair that would not give up for, and I can assume you can guess who the other type of person was who was pregnant. And thankfully the guy who like lost his shit was like a soldier or something, and he just like was not having it and just went nuts on this lady. But even then it just erupted into a whole nother thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is what that person's been around her entire life. And to an extent, I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, like even my grandpa will say sometimes some racist shit, and I'll be like, whatever. He grew up like that. It's not weird to him. Like, that's a whole different world. Like, whatever. I just hear it, move on. It's not right. You know, it's not worth dwelling on it. But at some point, especially for younger people, like if you're living in the nonsense, at what point are you going to wake up and be like, it's time to move on? And this really is what drives me. And we're going to see some more instances of this in a minute as we get into the other news. But at what point do we grow up and say our behavior, not only is it not helping us, it is in fact the reason why we're not getting anywhere, not because of everyone else. It's not everyone else's fault. You know what I'm saying?
Even know where to begin. They can't figure it out. They are shamed and shunned for following some of these people. And I'm not sitting here telling you that Andrew Tate, the guy's going to lead you to victory or anything like that. I'm just saying this is why young people go and watch his content, because they just want to be told how to start building. Mm-hmm. They say avoidance tactics can make you feel more in control when the world feels uncertain. But in reality, avoiding confronting your finances head on and seeking a quick boost of dopamine instead only delays facing your anxiety. Instead of pushing worry into the back of your mind, only for it to rear its ugly head at midnight, experts suggest establishing a worry window earlier in the day. I just want to punch the monitor. A worry window. Worry, and I don't worry. I don't. Every day I stand and I face the flames, and y'all can do it too. There are fears, there are worries, and they do not stop me. You know, some people think that you shouldn't be afraid. Just do it. Well, fear is fine. Facing your fears is important. Knowing your limits is just as important. I had a buddy who skated, a skateboarder dude. I hadn't seen him in years, but we were skating. He was super good, and one day he got hurt, and he said, "I got carried away." That's how he described it. And I thought that was an interesting way to put it. He had no fear, and he went beyond his limits, and he got hurt. Fear is fine. Worry windows, however, is insane. Give yourself 15 to 20 minutes to write down your concerns and any potential solutions. Then remind yourself you've already addressed them when they resurface at night. Jeez. For doom scrolling, set a phone curfew 1 hour before you go to bed. Replace the scrolling habit with a more calming activity. Don't. Stupid.
Oh, I love this guy. Sometimes he just goes off. But anyway, so I guess they're so worried about everything, but they're not even doing any. That's what makes me so angry. If they were actually honestly trying and doing stuff, I could take it more seriously. But if you're going to say, oh, like all these things I see from these Gen Z, I'm like, I cannot take you even seriously. Like, you're making it sound like the bare minimum is like beyond your capacity. They're making it sound like we have to lower the minimum to in fact be the bar of excellence and lower it still. It's like, what? How is that going to work? At what point are you going to just step up? I don't know. And then they want to brag. They got all the tools. And it's like, okay, yeah, you got all the tools. How come you can't do anything? I don't get it. You never learned to use the tools. Let's be humble here for a second. The first step, even a tiny one, is the biggest one. Exactly. And you just got to do it sometimes. Honestly, that's what separates like the first 90%. That's at least the first 90% get weeded out by will they even take the first step. And now you're down to 10%. And then the 10% got to decide if they're willing to keep going. But you're already down. Like, most of the competition's gone because they're not even trying. And a lot of people, if they would just try, they could be extremely successful. But there's like something holding them back, or they don't have the right support, or like it's their friend circle. And I think this is something that people don't talk about enough, is like people that hold you back should not be around you. And you should be able to identify that and get rid of people out of your life if they're not good for you. And I know it sounds like cruel, but
I gotta say I am a kind of offended by the fact that they won't even do anything or try, like, because like I tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed and then tried and finally succeeded. But it took a lot of trying. It took a lot of rethinking and reflection and, trying again. So if you don't even get off at the, don't even get off the bus, I don't know what to tell you.
Yep. Well, it's the victim. It's easier to just be a victim to society and to everyone else and whatever, and the boomers and the millennials, and nobody takes you seriously.
It's everyone else's fault.
I know. Whatever number that we got, Islamophobic, we got homophobic, transphobic, like you just phobic, fascist, this, whatever. It's like, how is any of that helping you?
Use that word a lot. I don't think it means what they think it means.
Yeah, it definitely does not. All right, last thing on Gen Z before we move on, we got Bill Maher, who I don't really like this guy, but I think he's starting to come around a bit now because he's more moderate, and I think he can see like, holy crap, like these people are just.
I think he's sane. He's a comedian, but he's actually has some sanity. So he's like, oh, this is kind of crazy stuff. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he's seeing the light now.
This is why the traditional dad, the trad dad, needs to make a comeback. Not all the way back to the 1950s psychopath who never said he loved you and hit you with a belt. No. But just back to the dad who believes that because I said so is a perfectly legitimate answer to any question a child may have. Just back to the dad who would never say anything as stupid as, my kid is my hero, or where do you want to eat dinner? Or one more story, and then we really have to start thinking about going to bed, okay? Trad dads don't negotiate. They say, you will apologize to your mother. Don't make me turn this car around. Some things just happen because life is unfair. Clean your room, be quiet, the adults are talking, and it's not all about you. Mostly, a trad dad knows he's your parent, not your friend. He isn't your emotional support animal. He's simply a guy who understands the job, to raise an adult who can survive in the wild. This is why the traditional...
I know, that was just the answer, like because I said so. You say why? Because I said there's literally... I mean, there's some times where maybe an explanation makes sense, but most of the time, not really. Like, that's it. Like, no. There's not like, what do you call it? A negotiation.
My dad's answer was one of two. It was because I said so, or go look it up.
Go look it up. Yeah. Go figure it out yourself.
Go find out. There's a dictionary in the other room. Go look it up. There's an encyclopedia in the other room. Go look it up. It's before the internet, of course, but.
Yeah, back in the old days. All right, hold on. My soundboard. Okay, let's see. We're going to be moving on from here. I'm going to take just a quick break to grab some water. Appreciate everyone joining with us. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the show where Gen Z takes the stage. Thumbs tapping screens in this digital cage. Alexa's our bestie, Siri's our guide. Real conversations we'd rather just hide. We're fluent in memes but can't change a tire. Our social skills melting like ice in a fire. We're lost without Wi-Fi, can't read a map. Is this adulthood? We're falling through the gap. Generation awkward, that's who we are. Crippled by AI, we won't get far. Unequipped for life, but we've got apps galore. Who needs real skill when there's always Hey Siri, what's this for? We can code an app, but can't boil an egg. For human connection, we have to.
Whoops, looks like I was on mute there. Sorry about that. Let me get these back on. Thanks for joining the Gen Z segment. We're going to be moving on from here. Lauren has joined us. I thought it'd be easy for the GOP to win midterms. Then I looked up the polling, and yuck, Atlas Intel, the #1 rated pollster of 2024, currently has Democrats as +8. And I just want to remind people, they also had Trump losing big time in all the polls. So he crushed. I don't know if I trust any of them, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. I think we are going to crush midterms, and especially with Charlie Kirk stuff, unless some more garbage comes out with that, and we're going to be going through a little bit of that as well. But I do think we're gonna destroy midterms and really get things going. I don't understand who is going to the left. Like, who on the right is like, oh no, this is not what I wanted. Let's go join the lefties. And I don't know anyone. Zero people. And I definitely know people are going the other way. So I don't know how they have any chance.
Unless a lot of people who didn't vote, like they just didn't vote, and this time they do. Like, that's the only way I could see.
Even that, how would there be a bunch of liberals that didn't go out and vote randomly, and now they're coming out for midterms?
I don't know. I think with the presidential election, the last one, there was some laziness involved.
I think they just assumed they were going to win and then didn't even bother.
That, or maybe they just didn't, like, I mean, it was just kind of like how I was when it was Trump and Hillary. Like, I didn't really feel good either way. So I just, in my case,
I voted for
Green Party. I voted Green Party that year, but at the time, I'm just like, I don't feel like right about either candidate. So I definitely didn't trust Hillary, and I didn't like Trump. Just couldn't keep his mouth shut at that time.
Yeah.
Like it was just a problem.
He was not presidential.
So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, I just voted to like say that I can't agree with either of these. So I'm voting for this other person who I know I'm basically throwing my vote away, but it's better than not voting, right? And I think a lot of people just didn't vote. And this time around too, I think it was they had that Trump is horrible on their brain, but they had no positive way to like actually vote for Kamala. So it was like, except she's a woman. That's really the only thing she had going for her.
Well, and supposedly,
in my opinion,
black, but,
she also said she was Indian. So
I know that's the problem.
She didn't matter that much to me, as much as the fact that she refused to debate. And when she actually was speaking, she always had someone holding her hand. Like, I mean, this is supposed to be our president, and she has to have someone holding her hand all the time. That's not
man.
no. Like,
manhunt.
Like, I had no problem with who I chose to vote for this time around, but
yeah, it was.
But I think a lot
life
of people
or death,
who would normally have voted for Kamala were like, I just ain't voting.
Yeah.
So,
but you think they're going to come out for midterms? So like, who knows even their
with all
midterms?
the propaganda that they listen to, because I've learned recently that liberals tend to seek their own propaganda out, and they refuse to listen to any other opinions, which is really annoying. I tried having a couple interactions recently, and they're just like, it was like basically trying to argue with a brick wall. I'm like, it's like, it would be easier for me to convince a brick wall.
I know, that's what it feels like, honestly.
It's like, you know what, I think maybe this isn't my thing, but you know.
All right. This I thought was nice. Is something Bobby sent us, something to think about. I thought it was a little bit profound.
Blow your mind. Check this out real quick. To the Democratic Party, I'm voting for Trump, but I have to say, you guys got me on this one. You're correct. I can definitely see that Trump is causing division. You guys have said over and over, you said, how can you as a Christian support somebody like Trump when all he's here to do is cause division and separation? And you're right. So let me read something to you. This is Luke 12:51-56. And this is Jesus speaking in the Bible. Do you think that I have come to bring peace to this earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. From now on, 5 in one household will be divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. They will be divided, father against son and son against father, mother against daughter and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. He also said to the crowds, when you see a cloud rising in the west, you immediately say, it's going to rain, and so it happens. And when you see the south wind blowing, you say, there will be a scorching heat, and it happens. But you are hypocrites. You know how to interpret the appearance of earth and sky, but why do you not know how to interpret the present time? This may have been written thousands of years ago, but make no mistake that this is for now. You see a man running for president with his own money, his own funds. You see a man that for some reason all of the government, all of the media, all of the corporations have turned against him. You, with your own mouths, have said that he's here causing division. You, with your own eyes, have seen full-on Democrats switch to his side. You, with your own eyes, have seen 2 assassination attempts. You, with your own eyes, can see now that there's a complete separation with how people are voting. We're not voting red or blue anymore. It is obvious that we are now voting good and evil. We are now voting for God's laws or against God's laws. And it says it right here. When Jesus came the first time to die for our sins, he did not come to bring peace. He came to cause a division, to make there be a choice. You had a choice to choose a living God standing right in front of you or to choose the enemy. He made it clear. He made it obvious. He stated who he was. He stated what he stood for. And here we are again. And if you look at the policies, then you see who stands for God with their policies. It has become very clear which side is good and which side is evil. You can talk about Trump all you want to, but it's not about Trump. It's about the choice to stand for God's laws or against God's laws. It's about the choice to stand for evil or against evil. It's obvious to see who the evil side is.
All right. So I just thought that was very interesting. And I think, you know, again, when you look around with your own eyes, how can you deny like what you see? Like what you see and hear and experience, and unbiasedly and unrhetorically and unhyperbolically, and not like inflating the drama and the clickbait and all the stuff. If you just take an honest, unbiased, objective look at what is happening There is no room for even interpretation. One person got killed and the entire country burnt down, and another person got killed in a completely different manner, in a completely different, every circumstance completely different about this and the character of the person. And literally what happened? Did the country burn down? No. Should it have? No. Should something have happened? Yes. And I think there was a failing there, honestly, but I don't understand how it is not crystal clear. And you got all these Antifa people in the shootings with the ICE in this, all this insanity. What
that was crazy.
And they want to say all this, that, and both sides and whatever. And 50 years ago, this happened. Or like 17 years ago on January 6th, because that's literally the only thing we can ever talk about. And it's literally not even close to on the magnitude of anything, but we're going to make it the most Pearl Harbor-esque fucking, you know, like the biggest thing ever.
It was
like
an attack on democracy.
Like literally, like Jesus, God, man. Like I'm sorry for that, but like it's unbelievable, the gymnastics and the dishonesty and this the time that we have allowed these people to say this just complete lunacy. It seems like some of Lauren's earlier things maybe were filtered out. I'm not sure. I see more over on my other thing, so I'm going to just take a step back for a second. The vast majority of Democrats, more than 80%, have never owned a firearm. They are far more likely to be college graduates. They don't vote for a felon. I hope they don't win the midterms. Welcome. Hold on. Who's it? Are you Charlie Kirk? I am. Welcome. Bowl with spoon emoji. The vast majority of Democrats, more than 80%, never owned a firearm. Okay. What is this? Okay. They are far more likely to be college graduates. We covered college earlier. Were you here, Lauren? What is good about college, number one? And we're going to see some more examples of why college is not really something you should be proud of. They didn't vote for a felon, and I hope they don't win the midterms. Interesting. Us Democrats... Us Democrats are teaching their children that they shouldn't vote for candidates who are found guilty of felonies and who were found liable for sexual abuse. It's completely insane. Interesting. Atlas Intel had Trump winning. Now they have Democrats as a favorite. Even Rossman has Democrats as plus 4 favorites. Well, I mean, we got some time. We'll see what happens. I guess we'll see who ends up doing what. And a lot of things can change between then and now. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Democrats teaching children that they shouldn't vote. Well, that's an interesting take because children don't vote. So are you teaching your adult children? And if so, why aren't they learning on their own? And where are their world experiences coming in? Where is that coming into play? Because you should have been teaching them much better things along the way than who to vote for, considering they can't vote. So that's questionable. And we have an oh my god. Well, welcome bowl with spoon emoji. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. This division, I think, and like we talked about last time, like the clarity of it, right? Like who is proud of evil, right? And who pretty much stands for everything else, right? Like who wants to be proud of evil things and who wants to be proud of building things and being good people? Like what are we talking about? Someone help. All right, we got a few dissenting people in here. Help me understand. How is being proud of evil like helping anything? I don't know. That's what I would teach my children. Don't go with people who are prideful of evil. Like that would be one of the first things for sure that I would teach my child is don't go for people who are proudly evil, right? People that proclaim in happiness and joy of evil. Okay? I think that is a lesson that might be worth teaching. Oh my God, look at this. Yeah, and exactly, make your own decision. Like, live your life a little bit. These people, like, will do anything. This is like such, again, everything starts from a dishonest point, and this type of thing, it doesn't even have like a point, honestly. This is just literally, like, I think of little children that do things that they know are bad just to get attention because, like, I don't know, they need attention for some reason. Like, something is like driving them that they need attention, and they feel like the only way they're going to get it is to do something bad or that they know they shouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if this story is true. I'm going to assume it's not true, but supposedly some woman overdosed taking too much Tylenol as a protest to Trump saying you shouldn't unnecessarily use Tylenol during pregnancy, and even Tylenol says you shouldn't. So I don't understand what is even the problem here. Like, it's like literally if he says something, it instantly has to be wrong, and they have to like prove it to be right. So I literally hope he needs to,
psychology.
He should literally make a press conference talking about not eating rat poison. I literally would like I would love to see how they twist this and be like, oh, didn't you know that actually you can eat rat poison? He's so dumb. If you just put it in a salad, then you can eat it and you'll be fine. And then all the people will die and it'll be like, oh man, what happened here? Like, I don't know. We told him not to do it.
Liberal women are now being hospitalized because they're taking too much Tylenol. I feel like if Trump went live on TV and was like, all right, everyone, don't eat your feces, don't drink your urine, the liberal women would start drinking pee and eating poop. What it is, stick it to Trump. I don't lean either way on this. Right? I don't know enough about this subject to really make an informed, educated opinion about this. So we're going to go through this together. But these are some TikToks that I've seen. But this is basically about Tylenol. Tylenol is a billion-dollar company. I believe 25% of Americans right now are taking Tylenol on a yearly basis, which is a lot when you think about it. And this is a billion-dollar company. So this is going to be a huge hit to Tylenol if a lot of people stop taking Tylenol. And I think from what I've heard, you know, Cass is a nurse, it's okay for women to take Tylenol when they're pregnant, but you just have to do it sparingly. You just can't take a ton of it. But this chick right now says she's a nurse, I believe, and I'll let her get into it.
So it's about, it's going to be 6 a.m. finally. And for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, I recommend that you do. I got a call, very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said on the news. Mind you, that's a Harvard study. Now, whether or not you believe the Harvard study or not is not the issue here. The issue is that she's somewhere between 23 to 25 weeks and she overdosed on Tylenol. And she's going to die. She's not going to come off that ventilator. And the guy got my phone number from somebody. Somebody gave it to him. I mean, guys, it's early in the morning. I'm still in Hello Kitty sweatpants in my gym trying to work out. And she's gonna die. It's gonna be, let me tell you something about Tylenol overdosing and death, is that if you aren't administered the antidote, it is a very slow and painful death, okay? Because Tylenol, as well as Benadryl and aspirin, are the 3 most common OTCs that people will typically try to unalive themselves with, so don't get censored. But now people are just taking massive amounts of Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. I mean, weren't these the same people who put Harvard and Fauci and the pillars of science on a pedestal? And now they refuse to believe it. Like, I don't believe it either. But I'm also not going to go overdose on Tylenol either.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of these women that I've seen online right now trying to stick it to Trump. And some of them are even doctors.
So I don't believe that one. like, I don't think that is true because I really, like, I know libs are retarded, but I can't believe that someone would actually do that unless they were trying to kill themselves anyways and they just, like, used it as, like, a, you know, a reason or whatever. Like, they wanted, and just like, oh, I'm going to kill myself anyway. Like, I may as well blame it on Trump. That's literally the only, like, way it could possibly make sense to me. So I don't think that one's true, but these are all true because we're about to see people do this. And it's like, why are you taking it if you don't need it? That to me, that's the point. Like, if you need it, take it. But if you don't need it, don't take it. Like, to go out of your way to take something that you don't need just seems like, in a way, deranged. Like, what is the point of that? Like, what are you proving? How's it helping you?
Yeah, and, like,
it literally only has risk.
Actually wrong. Right?
Exactly.
This chick right here is an actual doctor, an MD.
28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm gonna take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen. Gonna work like a charm, and my baby won't have autism.
That's wild to me.
That I don't even understand. It's like, okay, that if your baby does have autism, are you gonna come back and be like, oh my god, I shouldn't have fucking ate all these Tylenol?
No, she'll blame Trump for convincing her that she should take Tylenol by trying to convince her she shouldn't take Tylenol. That I'm sorry. I thought I had something going there, but it doesn't actually make sense, does it?
Yeah, it makes about as much sense as you would expect, though. Oh my god, these people.
That is absolutely.
I honestly wouldn't care that much if she wasn't endangering her baby. I mean,
I know you're not even. It's not even only affecting just you.
Like,
you're
you
like unnecessarily risking your baby. Exactly. If you don't need it, don't take
it's
it.
Pretty simple. And it's like you only take medicine when you need it, and you generally only take it when you have like to talk to your doctor first. Like, hey, is this okay if I take this? Like, especially if I'm not just taking like one.
And these are like extra strength now and all this stuff, and you're taking like who knows what. And Bobby apparently is joining us on the stroke club over here. It's like, oh my god, like you try and understand the, oh, I'm doing this because X. Like you're taking medicine to like, oh, like get 5 seconds of glory on TikTok about how you're defiant about your life choices. Frankly, that makes you extremely unattractive. Like that woman actually like physically looks okay, but as soon as she did that, like 0.
Right.
That one belongs in the trash. Like this one is mentally deficient and broken. Like whoever is unlucky enough to have impregnated that one, sorry dude, like you messed up. I don't know if there were signs before this, but sorry. And I feel bad for the kid, but all the things, like this one behavior instantly tells me literally everything.
They're doing it out of spite. I think that's the dirty thing. Like, I feel bad for the kiddos, I feel bad for the unborn babies because you got moms doing this stuff out of spite, and that's awful. This kid didn't ask for this, but there's women, tons of women right now, dancing, celebrating, doing all this right here. Like, this is crazy to me. I'm pregnant, I have a headache, and still reaching for Tylenol. Sorry, not sorry. The orange man is not my OB. Now, consult your doctor. If your doctor says it's cool, hey, go for it. Now, I've talked to Cass about it. Like I said, she's a nurse, and she even says stuff like in moderation, you should be fine. You should be fine in moderation. But once again, don't take my advice. Don't even take Cass's advice, even though she's a nurse. But you can bet I'm gonna trust Cass more than I trust anybody else that I know directly. But I would highly suggest just talk to your doctor, dude. Like, just because
my civic duty as a pregnant woman
and taking Tylenol because the administration is like, this is what we've come to. This seems to me more like a mental illness other than anything. I don't know what you call this, and just people being flat out stupid. Like, what do you call this, chat?
Stupid.
Like, and who do they think they're really sticking it to? Like, sticking it to Trump? You think he's up?
I know. You're only making your own self worse, and you're like trying to get clout or something from like poisoning yourself. I don't understand. Literally. Again, if you need it, take it. Like whatever. But why are you just unnecessarily taking these things that could have a problem? I don't know. And they're gonna say, "Oh, science." Da da da. Okay, well, it says right on the box, don't take it if you're pregnant. It says right on the box, only take for, I think 6 days or 6 weeks. It's like, don't take longer than this many days. But the science, it says it on its own effing box. And the science also says it could have a problem. So the science actually says a problem. What fucking science are you referencing? Insanity. It's just next level insanity.
Upset that you ladies are out there.
Was that your first aneurysm today?
I think the first full-blown one, I'd have to consult the historian, but I think that is the first. Damn it, they got me. They got me.
They got you.
In my opinion, I think he's trying to help.
They sure did.
Because they don't even see it that way. Me popping Tylenol while pregnant because what the...
This fat bitch, like, you should probably, I don't know, stop putting things in your mouth. I don't know.
Take a walk.
Yeah.
Government going to do about it? I mean, I don't know. Sorry, I got a little bit of the sniffles today. But
because what's the government going to... Yeah, you could put a lot of things in your mouth and the government's not going to do anything about it. That's true. Doesn't mean you should. Literally. Oh, I'm going to do this because nobody can tell me what to do. Okay, congratulations. That's a great way to live your life. That is like top quality stuff right there. Holy crap.
But in a world full of conspiracy theories...
What? Hold on. Who's... Fairy quad mother. Yep. Oh my God.
In a world full of... Sorry, I got a little bit of the sniffles today. But in a world full of conspiracy theories and people going back and forth on what's true and what's not, it's hard to know what to believe. But if we can't believe physicians...
You know, they used to recommend borax. You'd put borax into bad milk and they'd be like, it makes it good again. You know how many kids died or had some sort of problem from that? But that was what the medical advice was. And that wasn't even that long ago. So just because, like, people are so fucking stupid and they want to believe whatever they want to believe just because they don't like the person that's saying it. It's
That's
just
crazy.
It's
borax.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they used to put that in spoiled milk. Spoiled milk to make it drinkable.
Oh my!
It's a cleaning agent.
Yeah, I know. I have some in my closet that's with all my other cleaning things.
And it's like, oh my God, these people are so fucking stupid. Like medical science is like gospel or something.
In your laundry detergent, it helps. It helps things, and I think it does.
Yeah, and apparently if you put it in spoiled milk, you can drink it, except you can't and you'll die.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's just retarded. People are so stupid.
Physicians and doctors, who do we trust, dude? Who do we trust? If we can't go out there and talk to a physician or a doctor, who is it that we can trust? Chat, tell me who. Because I'm too stupid. I'm too stupid to know who to trust if I can't go trust a freaking doctor. Here's me, pregnant.
And how many studies have been done on children whose parents took Tylenol, XYZ? Like, this stuff has only been around for so long, and you can only get kids to grow up so fast to actually take a study on them, and the sample size is only so big.
Yeah.
So now we are doing the studies. And guess what? It's significant. It's like not even like, oh, there's like maybe a 1% chance. Or it's like 20% chance higher if they had acetaminophen in their blood in the child. So they kind of explain it a little bit better. But it's like, this isn't just nothing. It's not like Trump just decided it.
Woman taking Tylenol because I believe in science and not someone who has no medical background. So, like I said, in moderation, I've heard this is okay. I don't lean either way on this. Number one, because I'm not informed enough. I'm just seeing this go viral right now. So I'm like, you know what? I need to start covering these types of topics.
Yeah, they believe in medical science, aka TikTok.
They're not doing it with like a sense of trying to get something positive out of it. It seems like they're doing it from a point of malice.
Yeah.
And like trying to stick.
There's nothing positive.
In a spite.
That's what I'm saying. People who stand for evil, or even, it's not even necessarily evil, but this isn't good. To create. For sure. Like, what do you stand for here? Chefs. Now we have a cake, apparently. Go away.
Being stupid?
Like, yeah, what you stand for is nonsense. There's nothing good or productive. It's never good or productive. It's always screeching, defiance, fucking unfiltered, just undirectionate old rage of just like, I don't understand.
Stick it to the man. The man.
Yeah, they're doing such a great job. Oh my God, your revolution. It's working so well for you. I don't get it. When my wife was pregnant, doctor said avoid Tylenol as much as possible. Yeah, it says it right on the box.
I think it does.
It does. It literally
I don't
says,
take Tylenol because it doesn't work for me. I always take ibuprofen for a headache. But
yeah, me too. Ibuprofen is what you take for a headache. Tylenol's if you have a fever. If the baby, like if you have a fever,
yeah,
that's when you take it. Not just whenever the fuck you feel like it. like what?
I think Tylenol straight up is acetaminophen.
Yeah, I think it's like the main ingredient. Yeah, like the active ingredient or whatever.
That's
yeah. I don't know if I understand this, but I think this is part of the woke mind virus that we see right now. And I'm going to play you guys a...
But that's what they're talking about. Is the acetaminophen is the problem. It's not like Tylenol specifically. It's acetaminophen.
Right,
so anything...
Yeah, it's not the brand. It's the stuff. That's... Yeah, acetaminophen.
It's
and
just
acetaminophen's in a lot of other things too, but in smaller quantities.
And like...
I think Tylenol is
different
the one thing
brands
that's
have it,
the most
exactly.
concentrated in.
Yeah, and you have your extra strength, whatever, like Tylenol Force with codeine and everything, you know, like, okay.
A clip from Matt Walsh really quick, where he actually has the point where Trump addresses this and talks about it. And I think it's important to hear what he says because a lot of people will probably take this out of context. Let's get into it.
Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use.
He's just like, I don't know how else to say this. It's just not good, people. Just it's not good. That's Trump. We love you, Daddy Trump.
During pregnancy, unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that.
So he's even saying if there's a scenario where you can't hack it and you can't, you know, I guess get through it, then I guess it's okay. But for me, it's like, what's weird, and I saw this is a tweet from Tylenol, and Tylenol, I guess you can't see it, but Tylenol says, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today.
They posted that in 2017, so it's not even like, you know, they had any, they posted on their own, don't take Tylenol when you're pregnant.
Which I think is, and the thing is, this tweet came from, when is this tweet? This tweet is from 2017. This isn't some recent tweet. But I think it may be, and I don't know, I could be wrong here, so chat, you guys let me know. You guys know I'm pretty stupid. I'm not very smart. Stupid. But this could be, I really the common man, you know, a guy that's like, yeah, you know, but maybe Tylenol's just covering their tookus on this, you know, like covering their keister and saying, hey, you know, we're going to put this on here. You consult your physician, consult your doctor, see what happens. So I think that's a smart thing to do because, you know, legally, they could be liable if something bad happens, which I, you know, think is a smart play there. Because the last thing you want to do is be like, caught in the crossfire, somebody getting hurt, or, you know, have a massive lawsuit. It would seem like if somebody did have a negative effect from Tylenol, you would probably see a multi-million-dollar lawsuit come their way. This is another clip that Matt Walsh had.
It's supposed to be the safe option. Acetaminophen, most widely known as Tylenol, is routinely prescribed by doctors for pregnant women in pain. But a new large study out of Denmark calls this long-standing practice into question. In the study, women using the common pain reliever during pregnancy were more likely to have children who went on to have ADHD. The research is raising concerns tonight that acetaminophen could be linked to autism and ADHD.
And this is the news. This is news from like years ago. This is like news from years ago. This isn't like all of a sudden manufactured news. This is years ago. And all these people, I believe in the science. I believe in the science. What science?
The science of whatever Trump says, I do the opposite.
Yeah, the science of retardology, apparently, you dumb bitch. Like, what?
The most commonly used medication for pain and fever during pregnancy. Well, now we're learning that women who take it when pregnant may be exposing their baby to an increased risk of behavioral problems and other disorders, such as Tourette's syndrome.
A new study from Johns Hopkins found taking acetaminophen late in pregnancy
I wonder if my mom took this. Because, bro, I feel like ADHD.
may be associated with a higher risk of having a child with autism or ADHD.
A new study from Johns Hopkins finds taking acetaminophen late in pregnancy
This is from 2019.
associated with a higher risk of having a child with autism or ADHD.
New research out of Spain is raising concerns about prenatal exposure to acetaminophen. A popular brand in the United States is, of course, Tylenol. A study from Spain included data from over 70,000 children. It shows those whose mothers took acetaminophen.
Huh, Spain. Yeah, I'm sure Trump's just over there in 2021 fucking bothering the Spain people to be like, hey, I need you to put together some bullshit about Tylenol just like for some reason, and we're gonna, you know, in a few years from now, you know, when maybe I'll be president again, maybe, I don't know, and like, what are you talking about?
Acetaminophen during pregnancy were about 20% more likely to develop ADHD or autism symptoms.
I mean, that's crazy. That's a pretty high percentage there. But dude, I'm gonna keep it a thou wow. When I was a kid, I always wanted Skittles. Like, I feel like, in chat, put one in the chat if you agree. I feel like boys don't do well in the traditional education system. I feel like we don't.
I think I scared someone.
We're learning to channel our masculinity, to channel our testosterone.
They came in and left right away.
And sitting in a chair and being talked to for 30 minutes when you're a 7-year-old doesn't bode well for a child's attention span. It doesn't bode well for his learning style. It doesn't bode well for his even his lifestyle. Boys are very, at least for me, I had so much energy at that age, dude, that the last thing I could do was sit still. Bro, I was so all over the place. My grandma would pay me $1 every 10 minutes to take a freaking nap. She'd be like, here's $1 every 10 minutes you take a nap, because I was so much. So much. But the traditional school system doesn't allow boys to be boys. It's more.
Yeah, well, there's all that too, but that's kind of the gist of what I wanted to get through with him. We're falling behind, so I'm going to pick up the speed a little bit. Bear with me. I do have somewhere to be in a little bit, so we do have a hard stop. So we're gonna be speeding through some stuff, and then I'll be back for games later. But this I absolutely had to cover.
Losing it, let's hear from Angelina Jolie, who seems to be suffering from a severe case of TDS. Apparently, she doesn't even recognise her own country. Maybe get out of that bubble, love.
I love my country, but I don't at this time recognize my country. And I think that's, but I've always lived.
Get out of your mansion and look around, lady.
I know, and all this like broad, like what about it?
United, international, so anything, anywhere that divides or, of course, limits.
Is she leaving?
Personal expressions and freedoms, and
she's already, I guess,
anyone,
international anyway.
Very dangerous.
Oh, you know what that nonsense is about? It's the whole Jimmy Kimmel saga. But I don't recall Angelina Jolie or
that's
any
why?
other blowhard saying anything when Roseanne was cancelled from her own show, or Gina Carano, a fellow actress, who made a very mainstream comment and saw her career destroyed, or when conservatives from all walks of life have been silenced. But suddenly, Angelina and the rest of Hollywood are concerned about free speech. You know, the very same folks irate about Jimmy Kimmel's little suspension, all those Democrats and commentators. And let's not forget, he was suspended for lying on air and refusing to apologise. The same people irate about that and who suddenly care about the First Amendment were not too concerned when it was their ideological opponents being silenced and deplatformed from the president down. You think we've forgotten this?
Shouldn't be banned from one platform and not others if you for misinformation out there.
Toka Hai.
Information or hate speech our democracy. There are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. Whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrent.
If people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block. It's really hard to govern today.
This is a matter of corporate responsibility. Twitter should be held accountable and shut down that site. It is a matter of safety and corporate accountability.
The First Amendment is not absolute. It does not protect any single thing anyone says. There are limits, and that's important. And what this committee has been trying to do for the last year and a half is to chill the federal government from monitoring what is going on social media.
When you look at what Tucker Carlson and some of these other folks on Fox do, it is very clearly incitement of violence. Very clearly incitement of violence. I believe that when it comes to broadcast television, like Fox News, these are subject to federal law, federal regulation in terms of what's allowed on air, what isn't.
So my biggest concern is that your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the government in significant ways.
And thanks.
Huh. It's so weird. I don't know. We should... Like what? Just call it out. Just what's going on? What you got a problem with? What's going on, Drew? Welcome in. You can yell at me, call me names, anything. Just be nice to people in chat. If you say if there's something you don't agree with, just call it out. That's fine, but don't call. Just don't harass the people that said it.
To Tom Elliott for that compilation. And here's another hypocrite to add to the list, The View's Sunny Hostin. She was all for Roseanne being axed, but Jimmy Kimmel is apparently beyond reproach.
Our founders drafted the First Amendment specifically to protect the rights of citizens to
criticize. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
When you cross that kind of societal norm, you must pay the consequence. And firing her was the right thing to do. I'm thrilled that ABC did it.
Let's check
Huh. Very interesting.
in with Rachel.
I hate that lady. she drives me crazy.
Maddow, MSNBC anchor Rachel Maddow, and here she is doing a free ad for Antifa and any other leftist.
Oh no!
The Trump administration.
You may have already heard this, but the organizers of the No Kings rallies, remember the No Kings rallies that happened back in June? Those huge protests in June, more than 5 million people across the country. Organizers from the No Kings events that happened back then have just now announced the date for the next No Kings demonstrations. They're going to be October 18th. So that's going to be...
Why are they even advertising this? I don't...
October 18th. It's about 6 weeks from now.
Did you get that? Is it in your diary yet? Don't miss out. Rachel needs you out there. And the ad went on and on. Listen.
Indivisible organizer Ezra Levin did an interview about it with Rolling Stone today, in which he told Rolling Stone that there isn't a single large, flagship event they want everybody to travel to on October 18th. Instead, they just want protests everywhere.
That's what passes for news reporting on MSNBC. And talking about protests, have a look at these lefties losing it, trying to behead a Trump effigy. Granny has lost her marbles.
Taking accountability as a few people in the political realm could do.
I've
on
seen
both
this
sides.
before, only when I saw it, it was like Muslims beating
These are the
a
people
Bush
who unify with
effigy.
No, thank you. Now, here is one way to stop protesters from being pests.
Really?
Here are some trans activists.
That was a long time
from
ago.
A turning point event being drowned out by chants
Yeah.
of USA.
Very similar.
Yeah, we need more of this. Just go drown them out.
Now, let's go back to another meltdown, this time courtesy of Anna Navarro, who's having paranoid fantasies about Trump coming to get her.
This is what dictators and authoritarians do. It does not matter the ideology. At first, they come for the people with big platforms. At first, they silence the press. But then they come for all of us because their intent is to scare us into silence and self-censorship. And look at the things that this government has done. They kicked the AP out of the Oval Office for not saying Gulf of America. They cut the funding of NPR and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Yes, they did that, Anna, because those organisations were not news sites but leftist propaganda outfits, and they're free to exist, but they do not deserve taxpayer funds. They're not entitled to funding from the US government, but Anna wasn't done yet. The meltdown continues.
And I will say to you all, to all of us, look, we have seen tech titans go into the Oval Office. We are seeing media moguls, publishers of newspapers. We are seeing all of them try to make the peace with Donald Trump.
All right. Well, if you're trying to actually have a discussion, happy to pause the news for a minute. I'm not sure where. You got to really spell things out for me. That's one thing. I'm a little bit slow, so if you want, just make sure you spell it out for me, and I'll happily go for it. Are y'all Christians or just Republicans? For the record, there needs to be common ground we find. I agree. There does need to be common ground, but it's hard when you're celebrating evil. Like that's something that is very different. And I'm not saying you. I'm saying when liberals celebrate evil, it makes it difficult to find a starting point. I'm just gonna say that. If we could at least start from we both condemn evil would be a fabulous starting point. And
I also condemn
I
evil.
could get behind that. So Melissa Hortman incident, the first day it happened, we covered it. You can go back and check it out, but we never made fun of anything. It was tragedy. We pointed everything out. We highlighted all the news and told people about the crazy person. Whether he's left or right, I believe he's left. Left thinks he's right. Doesn't really matter. Point is, it shouldn't have ever happened regardless. There was no celebration in it. That, I think, is what makes the starting point extremely
Evil's evil.
difficult.
It should not be celebrated.
Yeah. I think that's kind of why you're seeing such a hard pushback from the can we agree on both sides? It's like, no. Can we agree first that we've already taken the first step? You have to take the first step, and then we can walk hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at that point there's room, but not until then.
A bully always comes back for more. So they need to stand up, and we need to demand the same from ourselves.
Now, in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination, we have seen a real awakening, a call to action with millions proclaiming, "We are Charlie," and wanting to continue his incredible work. Well, let's have a look at a man doing just that, visiting university campuses, setting up a table and inviting students, faculty, anyone with a differing view to talk, to debate ideas. But the far left, the unhinged, hateful left, aren't that interested in articulating their positions. They prefer to do this.
Right here, every single one of you. Oh my God. You realize that? Can you condemn? Can you condemn?
So there's a couple things happening here. You have people trying to just talk. And you have people that are... No one here is being held hostage and forced to like participate or not, right? And the people that want to participate Can't even, right? It's not like the people that are here talking and then the other people that want to participate civilly. Now they can't even do that.
Then learn.
Because this person has decided that, in fact, none of these people should participate. How does any of this make sense? Nobody is forcing participation. None of these people that are talking are saying, hey, let's go break into Macy's and steal everything. Let's go block the city and smash all the cop cars and set them on fire. Let's go shoot up a bunch of people. Nobody's saying any of that. They're literally talking to people. That's it. And you can either engage or not. Why is this so hard? Why is this so complicated?
Damn Charlie Kirk, assassination. I don't care. Why don't you care?
And then it's just screeching and screaming. It gave even this guy, like, I give everyone an opportunity. You want to talk as long as you're not a complete whack job? Great. I love you. He said, go ahead. What is your problem? You can't even take a second, take a breath. Just articulate what is your problem.
Why don't you care? Hate every single person around here. Get away from this table. It doesn't matter. What matters is lives, not them.
That is crazy. Hey, get off our table.
What can you say about that? And then
See, I agree.
I have that backpack.
However, words matter, and even in the nicest voice, you can provoke others. We both know that. That's why words are so powerful, good or bad. Yep, that's true. Well, and some things are like direct, right? Like, hey, let's go do this thing. Some things are slightly more vague, where it's more like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if someone like went and did this, right? like, oh, I'm not saying you should do that, but wouldn't it be cool if someone did do that, right? And then there's, the kind of the long game of planting seeds, right? Like, even with ICE, and we're going to get into some of this in a minute, it's like you call them Gestapo and you say people are disappearing people. It's like, it's incomparable, number one. And two, you're either devaluing the history and saying it's equivalent to now, which it's not, or you're inflating today into something that it's not, and which could have real consequences of like, okay, if our own government is saying we're getting into like, effectively falling into the same pattern as Nazi Germany, and you hear it from 1,000 different sources and you don't take the time to actually look at it or like comprehend what does that even mean, and like even things that are happening in the world today, there's countries you could not say any of this stuff. Like the things that people are saying, if you were actually under an authoritarian or a dictatorship or some crazy ass regime, you would actually be disappeared. Who's disappearing? Do you know anyone who disappeared? I don't know anyone who disappeared. Not to say that is like definitive evidence it's not happening, but where are the people that are disappearing? Like, who are they, supposedly? Because if they're illegal entrants to the country, I don't really care. I mean, they shouldn't be disappeared into a torture dungeon and killed. Yeah, no. Is that what's happening? I don't think so. Does anyone have evidence of that? You know what I'm saying? If they're just getting booted out, like, great, get the heck out. I don't care where you go from there. If your own government throws you into a prison that ends up being a torture dungeon, you should have behaved, or figured out how to do it the right way to get in. I don't know. It's crazy to me.
there are the ones pulling crap like this and thinking.
As a Christian, I felt Charlie definitely misinterpreted the word of God to benefit his argument politically. I had never heard of him, but really studied his discussion. As I agreed...
Misrepresented.
Is that what I said?
No, you said misinterpreted. That's okay.
Oh, oops.
It's okay.
Misrepresented is more of a, intentional thing. So
right. Well, that's why I pointed it out. It's a difference.
As I agreed with him with some things, he seemed to provide more. And I, to an extent, I agree with maybe part of what you're saying. I do not like, and I've said this multiple times, I did not like how he necessarily was like really aggressive about some things, and even some things
he was
potentially
a little was a little aggressive in some regards. I agree with that. I'm a little surprised to hear that, Drew. I'm also Christian. I mostly felt that his political motivations or his political stances were motivated by his belief in God.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's that direction.
And I believe his belief is based on scripture, not whatever some church says.
Not some convenience for... Yeah, it wasn't out of convenience for his religion. I don't feel that way. Or that it was cherry-picked in a way to, like, support some, like, perverted version or something. I really, truly believe he really felt and believed he was doing the right thing and followed faith in scripture, and I believe he did in general. I think how he presented himself sometimes maybe wasn't exactly maybe the best in my own opinion, but I think he lived how he, like, as a good person as in terms of, you know, his own life and worldview. But
yeah, I think what Drew just said, I would not necessarily agree with because I don't know enough, but there's a lot of evidence to kind of support that he was highly pressured by right-wing parties, perhaps.
I think it's just they happen to align. Like, you could either align, because where else you don't really have a third option. So you can either align with what clearly, I mean, to me at least now, and especially now, but even before, seem to align with either evil or lunacy. Like, it wasn't necessarily evil until recently. Like, I couldn't see it necessarily being strictly evil per se. It was just kind of insanity. It was like, okay, you can side with crazy, or you know, even the conservatives have changed a lot from, you know, the 10 or 20 years ago. Conservative Party is different than it is now, and it's more of just like good values that happen to also generally align with Christian values, not necessarily as closely related as they may have been before, but they just happen to align. So you can either align with crazy or with what generally aligns with you, and work to close the gap. If you think there's a gap, okay, get in with the thing that's the closest to what you believe in and start steering it a little bit in that direction. Like, that's how you do it. That's literally the whole point. If you have two options and one is pretty close, okay, well, try and get it closer. Like, that's how it works. You can influence it. Yeah. It's not like an immobile object.
It's part of the process.
And then if you look at the other side, what could you do? There's no way that you could steer that. Like, it would be an insurmountable task pretty much, versus like slight course correction on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, let's nudge it along closer to this direction. You know? Yeah, I appreciate it. I think he was a young man getting used by Trump. I don't know. And sometimes I go back and forth on things. Like, I could see, like, if you align the stars a certain way, it's like, oh, I could see how in this alignment you could see it this way, and then if you align the stars this way, it's like, oh, you know, not really. So I try and be flexible on those types of things. I can sometimes see it, and then I'm like, you know, in the bigger picture, is like, I don't know. I think he really was guided by his own morals, and maybe the machine
he was being particularly influenced, like, by the Trump administration, or like in particular. I don't know if I think when I said he was being pressured, I think it's just because, like Pav was saying, it was a matter of, you know, you're aligned, you're kind of more aligned with us, and, you know, you need our help and we need your help, and, you know, we need to compromise kind of a situation, not like using him as a
but even like selling merch. I mean,
like
he's saying they sold merch at his funeral, or memorial. I mean, and I agree, they did. It was a healthy mix of politics into what should have been more of a, I feel like, faith focused thing. But so I will concede.
Yeah, he was very
part of that.
That's for sure.
But with the merchandise, though, like, you know, even at church, they pass a plate around. You can donate to the church. You can go to the church festival and you can buy raffle tickets. You can, you know, buy food. You can, like, they sell things as a way of yeah, it's a fundraising, and you could either just donate or, hey, do you want this cool shirt? Like cool being like, you know, a memorial to him and a way to support him and show your support daily, or, you know, whatever, or a hat or whatever. Now it's more of a just, you're donating to something and you're getting something for it as well. And it works out that way. I don't think it's like, it's greed driven or anything like that.
Selling merchandise at his memorial? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
All right. I think selling merch at a funeral would definitely be tacky, but I don't know what the difference between a memorial and a funeral is.
Well,
and if it was for like raising money to like help support his family or something,
and that's what I'm saying.
Really,
and a lot of the merch is that. Like,
I guess if it was to support whatever his I forgot what it's the something USA. His group,
and that's the thing. Called. Like a lot of influencers that sell Charlie Kirk merch donate it all to Turning Point. So it's like that's the point. It's a way
Turning Point USA
to fundraise for the thing that was impacted. But
yeah,
I don't know. I guess we can have opinions.
That's like that. I kind of have to agree with Drew. If that was the point, then I think that is a little tacky. That's like, you're playing off people's emotions to make a buck for your even if it was for something that Charlie supported. I mean, it's a memorial. It's not the place for that. I would agree. I would agree with that.
All right. See, you got you freaks agrees with you. I don't, and this is why this is unbiased. We do our best.
Something like that. Then I don't.
But that is supporting the family, because like that is what Erica is doing. I mean, directly or indirectly, whether it goes to her and she gives it to the company, or I don't know the details.
Literally goes to like trust funds for his kids or something like that. Like long-term investment for their college funds or something like that would be okay. Anything else?
So I don't know the specific details.
Getting into territory that I think it's better to do elsewhere at else time. So right. Wrong place, wrong time.
Who's joining us?
I agree with Drew. What can I say?
All right. So I don't know the underlying details, but I think we're gonna have to. This is the last part of this segment. I just thought this was funny. A little clip of Nuck Snore. Apparently he got Grok banned on Twitter.
Elon Musk's motherfucking AI called me an anti-Semite, which is not good, because I like Jews, actually, being that I am one. It's not a good sign, Elon Musk's AI said, hey, yes, the horns on the mask is a reference to the historical...
There's not even horns on this mask. This is literally his hair.
There's no horns on the mask. I don't understand. You mean the cross symbol, the X?
No, I think he's like misinterpreting these little hair flicks as like horns.
Anti-Semitic of Jews depicted with horns, linking them to the devil, a trope in medieval Christian art and propaganda. I said fuck you to Grok, and then Grok got banned about 20 minutes later. 20 minutes after that, Grok came back and was like, oopsie, sorry for the anti-Semitic remarks. All right, I'll be real.
My account was briefly suspended. Because I made an anti-Semitic remark. Oh my god. Grok was banned on X. Oh my god. Anyway, I just thought that was hilarious. All right, we're going to be moving on to more serious news. Unfortunately, like I said, we have to skip the trans section because I literally could not find any good news about anything on that front. So now we get to...
I don't know if that's good or bad, so we'll just...
I know, I feel like it's... I'm not sure yet, but I feel like it could be good, actually.
Watch this, because it's so funny. Last year, 2.5 million migrants crossed the southern border illegally into the United States. Do they have a right to be here?
Of course, yeah.
Why?
Because they're human beings, just like the rest of us.
Yes, I think they do.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has a chance to start new and start fresh.
I think America is the land of the home and the home of the brave.
The land of the home.
centers that help people to find their
The
way.
land of the home?
See yourself?
Is that what you just said?
It is.
Not right now, not at this point, no.
Could you see yourself doing this sometime in the future?
Probably not, to be honest.
Would you be willing to house migrants yourself in your own home?
Yeah, why not? Because I'm Mexican myself, so I don't see why I wouldn't help my people.
So we're actually asking because we have a form from the United States Alien Housing Project, and we're getting people to sponsor migrants and to invite them into their own homes. If you sign this, we can get them into your home as early as next week. Would you want to sign this today?
No, because I live with my parents.
Do you think you could ask your parents?
I don't know. I don't know how they'd go about this.
Here, let's I know the one person who said yes all of a sudden. Oh, well, I guess you said there was literally no. You literally said I'm also Mexican. There's literally no problem.
You probably even, have similar tastes.
How
in
quickly the
cuisine.
problem showed up. I love it. I love it. All right. This, I'm going to give a trigger warning. I swear. This is why, I don't know. I might need like training in like self-calmness training or something. If this happened to me, I don't know. I seriously would be punching people. Like I don't know how people don't. Look at this. Look at this.
Yelling and pointing.
Look at this. What is this? What is this thing with the red hair?
Looks like a dude.
Oh, there.
Look what this thing's about to do.
Proving me wrong. You see, because my premise was that these students are ignorant and not well behaved.
Look at this.
But
if this kid comes in my face like this, his nose is going to match his hair. I don't understand how you feel entitled, and you are you are the weakest man in the room, and you're going to come and act like the alpha? Oh! This is why I'm kind of scared, because I want to do some of this more political stuff, but I think I might end up in jail, like, on some real shit. Like, this is as far as I would get this far, and I'd already be... Oh, man.
they're proving me wrong tonight. Hey, just for the people in the room, if you have, like that guy right there, what did I say that you disagree with?
So, I don't know. This is the behavior. I wanted to show this because this is like... If this triggers you're not going to be able to handle the next couple of things that we're going to look at. So I just wanted to, like, this is the bar to entry for the next segment. If you have a problem with this, I mean, this bothers me a lot, but if you can't, tune out for a minute and we'll see you. But this kind of behavior is just, where's the common ground? Where's the common ground with this? You're screeching and you're in people's faces and you're taunting and you're the weakest person in the room and everyone knows they could stomp you into the ground, no problem, but you want to puff up your chest and be loud and obnoxious like you have anything going for you. And you're in front of all these psycho-liberal women. This is not who you want to be leading.
Does anyone have anything? What?
They can't do much. The liberal women, except yell.
Except screech. I know, it's like the Council of Karens. If you can wrangle them, like, in some way to your advantage, like, you can use them, but you cannot be associated.
A force to be reckoned with, but it's like herding cats. Good luck. Because as soon as you tell them to do something, they'll be like, "No, you're a man. I'm not going to listen to you."
So apparently, this is a skit from the 80s, which just is. It's like the Babylon Bee. Like, they started off just like with this channel. Actually, I thought this was going to be mostly like trolly, like fun, whatever. And now it's like literally, I just have to report on actually literally reality, and it's so messed up. I don't even have to contort anything. Just the reality is so messed up. It does all the work for me.
First item on the agenda is the appointment of a new top man to my team. Now, I think it ought to be a woman. Equal opportunities and so on. And preferably black.
A black woman? What about a black woman ex-convict?
Right. A black woman ex-convict. In her late 50s.
Late 50s?
A lot of people find it very, very difficult to get jobs when they've been made redundant in their late 50s. Especially if they're educationally subnormal. After all, an educationally subnormal epileptic with speech partial sight and deafness would find it very, very, very difficult to get a job, even though they have a great deal to contribute.
You hear that? They have a great deal to contribute. We need the perspective. Oh my God.
Right, now are we all agreed on that?
Aye.
Right, we'll have that advertised immediately. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Right.
That's bloody typical of JC, that.
Right, every good job that comes up goes to one of his family.
Anyway, that I was trying to like bring the temperature down a little bit so that we can jump into the deep end. This, if it doesn't enrage you, you literally have no hope. Like, there's no coming back for you. I don't know what to say. This kind of... Now, these two guys, thank God, are like black, so when they say things that, you know, other people couldn't say, it's like, okay, I'm just agreeing with these people. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna do like a little end live pre-game or post-game situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We got 500 right here watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane.
Yeah, this is nuts.
So what part of our systems is for people of color?
All of it. The entire system is for everybody. Anybody who's an American citizen. So
what a reasonable thing. So what's for people of color? Well, actually everything, because everything's for everyone. You don't have anything special, and you don't have anything you can't do. Like, literally, it's all available to everybody. Are you a citizen? Okay, you have like, that's it.
There's nothing. So
that's a brain dead question. Before the society can black people be accepted? That's crazy. That's how brainwashed black folks are. I don't even know if that's brainwashing. That's a lack of capacity.
I feel like everybody's equal.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's equal in their rights, but not everybody's obviously equal in their, what they have. Like, I grew up in a double wide trailer. He grew up in Boca Raton, so, we didn't grow up equal. We're both white. I mean, he's a Jew, so that's probably why he grew up in Boca Raton, but we're not equal in what we possess, as we start, always. But we are equal in what we're allowed to do.
Exactly.
Can I ask you, do you think that there's any law that allows me to do?
Now, I want you to notice something. What is happening right now? A black person came up, a young black man, and said, hey, what do you think about this? And these guys said, oh, this is what I think about this. He received the message, and he didn't freak out. He then said, he said, what about this? And look, now they're having a conversation. Now, if you pay close attention, notice what's happening around them. What is this?
They look like they're recording it so that they can probably watch it again later.
Yeah, but who is this? Who do we see over here?
Some ladies.
Yeah, let's pay attention to the periphery.
Do something that you can do, for example. I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't.
Huh. So now they're having a lovely look. And look how productive this is. He said, can you point to something that I can do that you can't? And he literally said, no. And he actually had to think about it. He said, no, but... And this is how dialogue works, right? Someone says something. Right. You decide if you agree or not. If you don't agree, you can say why it is you don't agree. And then I can reflect on that. And I can determine, well, Does that make sense? Even Drew, we just had a lovely back and forth, and everything was great. It's easy. Like, it was very simple, and now we're best friends. There's no screeching involved.
I'm sure Drew even subscribed to our channel because he's like, I'm going to check these guys out next week and see what they have to say.
Yeah. And this is working out so well. And if you notice, there's like an accumulation of certain others being added in that is eventually going to lead to the downfall of this.
But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist because there are countless examples of it existing.
So he is saying, no, there's nothing technically on paper, but there's countless examples of this being true.
Maybe just one example of what you're talking about. So what's wrong with a system that allows, I guess, racism to be systemic or institutionalized?
I mean, I would.
With Thrivent, your financial journey isn't a solo mission.
Yeah, that's a term they use a lot, but I don't think they understand what it means.
Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more.
Come on! I feel like the commercials are longer now.
Start your career.
They are. And they force you to watch them. You can't skip them for like a whole 2 seconds.
96% of blacks vote for Democrats. We had a black president 2 terms, when the Electoral College and the popular vote. Yeah. For black people to still think that this country is systemically racist is just, you're not using your brain. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This dude, what do you think it is? That dude's got like a mental block somewhere. Well, a bias that prevents him from using his brain. He's black. He grows up around black people. Everything he watches is black. He's living inside of a bubble. Yeah.
He's black.
Black bubble?
Yeah.
The black men said that there's a black bubble. We heard it.
And then we got to experience the
We heard it here first.
In black communities. That's why I think we're so well rounded. Right. Most black people, majority of black people, they've only lived in black communities. They've only resided in black areas. Only listen to black music. Only watch black TV shows. Only look at left leaning politics. Yeah. That's why they're the way they are. Yeah.
What argument? Again, we have civil rights acts on top of civil rights acts, in addition to the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. 14th Amendment being written for the sole purpose of expanding and equalizing the rights of white people and black people. And furthermore, the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause echoes exactly what the Civil Rights Act said.
Their power is growing stronger.
Yeah, you see these, they're just filming and waiting for something to pop off. Yeah, they're waiting for something bad to happen. Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Right.
They're probably trying to instigate too. Yeah, yeah.
Be discriminated based on your inalienable characteristics like your race, your sex, your sexuality, etc.
But even though we have these laws, that doesn't stop it from happening. We still know that.
You're right, racism does happen still, even though there are laws that ban it. And I think that those laws are oftentimes used to enforce a culture of anti-racism. In the United States, we actually cancel people for being racist all the time. But we have in the system, as far as the system goes, you can't stop people from being racist on an individual level, unfortunately. It happens in every country, on every continent, all around the world, and it has since the
It even happened between blacks. Yeah. Dark-skinned blacks are racist against light-skinned blacks.
Oh my God.
You think white people are going to sit around and let black people keep them down? You know there's a such thing as racist black people. You think white people are going to moan and gripe about racist black people? And they're going to blame them for keeping them down? Yeah. You would never see a white man make an excuse. Man, it's because I'm white. They're keeping me down because I'm white. You would never see that. Yeah.
Beginning of time. But what you can do is make it illegal to institutionalize it by saying, you can't allow you have to allow everybody to eat at your restaurant. You can't not admit people based on their color. You can't prioritize people based on their color, etc. And I would say getting rid of DEI works towards that objective.
So y'all had to say,
I know he didn't go on a black HBCU campus. Yeah, this dude's got the balls inside of this dude's got.
So this is a historically black college.
Make America great again. How do y'all feel that America
There's like mostly
black? How do y'all feel that America can be great again? And when was it great?
Yeah, I would say that the most recent example of America being great was the first term of Donald Trump, and then we had 4 years of Joe Biden in chaos, and then Trump
wasn't expecting that.
His campaign had.
You know, the way I would answer this question, I would say for the last few decades this country's been great, but now it's moving in the wrong direction, and that's what that slogan stands for. Right. We can always do better. We can always be greater, and nobody on the right is saying this country's perfect. Yeah, but that's how they take it. But a lot of people don't like to frame this question. Yeah. When was this country great? Right. This country's always been. He's hoping he's going to say back when slavery was alive. That's what he's hoping he's going to ask. This
back
when it's been great. Yeah.
Back when yo.
There's been times when it's been greater. I don't think.
That's how you get.
It's still the best country in the world. Even though back then when we had slavery, systemically racism. I mean,
that would not be a safe thing to say.
Around the world. Yeah, I'm not saying that was great. It wasn't great to them. Yeah, it wasn't isolated just to this country. That was going on all over the world when that was going on here. Right. Even whites were slaves. Yeah.
So then they have this conversation for a while. They're just talking and talking and talking, and now look what happened. All these people, and then some dumb bitch come up, and actually now the shit starts. Oh, look, another dumb bitch. He grabs it and runs away.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
And look at all these. Now you're empowering. They're getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah. It's always the women. Yeah.
Mob.
Now they're getting. Now this guy. And look at this big guy. Oh, big guy right here.
Guys, we're literally.
Oh my God. What a just joke. You want to be a thug? That's what makes you fucking strong. Oh, another thug. Yep. They just want to be criminals.
These cops. Yeah, I know. But
and this is at college. And then someone came in earlier. Oh, the Democrats, they're more likely to graduate college. Okay, none of these are good people. And even if they graduate with some bullshit ass degree in social working or some stupid thing, I don't give a shit. Literally, all of them are the lowest intelligent.
And my mom caught me. She would have beat me so bad. It was
like, oh yeah, these people are clearly very intelligent. Like, I really could care less if they're quote unquote graduating school.
Like, if she spent money to send me to college and I acted like this in front of other people, like,
I hope every one of these retards gets expelled. They're not, because this is a black college, but I mean, this is the problem. This is what they promote. This is the culture. This is. Look, they're supporting each other doing this. No one's stepping up. Even the police are barely doing anything. No one's saying like, yo, this is not freedom of speech to come up and terrorize people. That is not at all. What are you doing? You're going out of your way to do what? Be disruptive and steal things and knock shit over and break shit? That's what you consider freedom of speech when these people are just they clearly had a very friendly conversation with this young man. Nothing happened. Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he didn't. Maybe they learned something. Who knows? Maybe nothing happened at all. Who knows? But they didn't get violent. Not until these people showed up and started doing like stuff they did not need to do. They're unprovoked. This is unprovoked. And nothing they're saying is even secretly hateful. As you can see, he just said, hey, we have an amendment in the Constitution. You can't like judge people by you as a business. I can't like not serve you because you're black. Like, there's things right here. We can't just be like, no, you can't eat here, because it just doesn't work like that. And that's all he said. There was no hate. There was nothing. He's like, can you, from your life experience, since you believe this to be true, and I don't have the same life experience as you, can you just name some examples? Like a genuine, this is what it means to start at a genuine, like reasonable starting point. When you say genuinely, I don't know how your life is. Tell me. I need to hear you explain it to me, because I don't know your life. And you can't even do that much. At what point do I say, I tried to understand what you're saying, but you can't even give me a singular example of something that you claim is countlessly examplable? Okay, does that mean, what does that mean? Like, help me understand that. It's so pervasive, but you can't spot one, you can't tell me one thing. And not only that, this has been your story for a long time. And in that whole time, you never thought, maybe I should like try and just list out a few just to have ready, even one or two, let alone, God forbid, 3. Like, just a couple points. You got nothing. It's crazy. And then this is the behavior. Instead of, let's come up, next person, what do you think? Tell me about your life.
Childish and juvenile.
Nope, they're going to steal your sign.
Yep.
These are adults. Yeah, they behave like children.
And we're so proud because they graduate college or whatever.
She's definitely compensating for something. Hers long. It's not hers. I know. Of course it's not.
And the crowd just keeps getting closer and closer. It's like you're purposely intimidating and harassing these people who are literally,
all the problems start.
They're not like in the middle of the cafeteria on a bullhorn just like screaming nonsense.
It's like 90% women.
Yeah, exactly. Look at what happens. You get
Is
all
that
these,
just
like,
what they're I'm curious if it's just that they're attracting the black women to come up and be like acting the way they are, or is it that this college campus is just like the vast majority of students here are female?
That's a good question, but I'm assuming it's just they see the Karens and they like flock together. Especially when they're misbehaving like this. They're seeing all this like lunacy and they're like, oh, I want to participate.
Okay. All right.
It's insanity.
Yeah, like, ooh, what's going on?
And then it's like, yeah, okay,
And
where's the common ground?
And who's going to be the most daring and grab a sign? And then,
Yeah, who's the one that's like, why are you doing this? Where's the reasonable person that's like, why are you doing this? They're just over here minding their own fucking business. If you don't like what they say, don't talk to them. Or try and change their mind. Tell them about why your experience is so crazy, that what they're saying is so wrong. Just from your own experience, tell them. You can't even do that.
Showed up. That is crazy.
And then eventually it gets to the point where now they're screaming and they're hitting the stuff, and now they're actually physically engaging. They're taking their stuff. Like, at what point is it like, is this still freedom of speech? Or like, at what point is this like, effectively, this is a violent mob? Like, how do I know you're not about to get violent? Like, you're hitting my stuff.
Have a civil discussion and destroy his ideas. Yeah. They just decide to destroy science and this whole setup he got going. Yeah, the women started all the drama, and look at the simp falling behind. Instead of behaving like this, why don't you destroy, refute, debunk all his arguments? Yeah, y'all proving like all the racist white people right.
I know. That's the problem, too. And you know this is going to be a big topic. It's like, oh, you don't think this behavior is going to be like, wow. Again, like this other person, oh, they're more likely to graduate college. Yeah, and so what? This is what college is. Are you proud of this? That's what I'm saying. You got to be careful saying like, oh, there's a... Literally, this is what you're proud of? And then you wonder, where's the common ground? I don't know. You tell me. Can this not be what you're proud of? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't even know what this is. Like, I just gonna say this is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
It's almost like the colleges are creating...
They are.
Like, violent mobs.
It is.
Violent protesting mobs. Like,
it's
just
not
be angry,
intellectual. Exactly. Be emotional.
When we tell you be angry at the thing we want you to be angry at, and then let them loose.
Yeah.
Like, okay, all the angry people we've created, we are now pointing you towards one thing to be angry at. Go.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's complete lunacy.
Just scan this QR code, and you're on your way.
Behave yourself. You got impulse problems. Yeah. You're proving them right. You behave as if you have low capacity. Yeah. They say, well, that's a proven concept. If you have low capacity to think, you result to violence and chaos. Yeah. And these people are low capacity because, refuse argument. I mean, I think this is a great conversation on the black campus because DI benefited white liberal women more than it did black women. It sure did. But black people think it benefited them more. No, it's being you. Yeah. You ought to be ashamed chanting that quote when they exploited the black community for all that money and nothing changed. And y'all still Black Lives Matter. They built houses. They live in mansions in white neighborhoods. Numerous people got arrested. Well, it goes back to the point we made earlier. These people isolate themselves in CNN. Yeah. They don't really
That's true, isn't it?
The problem with black folks is that they don't understand the world.
I hadn't thought of that. Huh.
And now they have to have a police escort them out. Do you see this? What's happening?
Yeah. Oh, that's a huge mob now. What the heck?
Pretty much everyone. And then they're surrounding the car.
Like the whole campus.
Yep, surrounding the car.
This Muslim-looking dude. What the heck?
You guys can also watch and listen to us on Spotify. Link will be in the description as well.
And then when they're trying to leave, because clearly they're not welcome, right? Now they're hitting the car. Now... You know, Black Lives Matter, clearly, they matter so much because you're doing so much good shit, you know? You
all over the news.
Show people how valuable you are. This is good job. Like,
but see, that's the thing.
You make the haters, you're giving them everything they need to be like, look, these are fucking animals and they shouldn't deserve anything.
That's why you don't do it.
This is in Tennessee, I think?
Wow. Hey!
And then so now they're trying to leave.
It's not exactly. I don't consider Tennessee to be a particularly liberal state or anything.
Apparently it is. And now they block the car. And now this bitch tells them to just block the car so they can't go anywhere. Even though you either want them there or not. Like, and then the police, of course, are not actually doing anything. It makes me so angry. Anyway, we gotta move on. I'm getting real low on time. And then this is how Young Turks puts it up. MAGA supporters invaded HBCU. And then apparently they are like, what was it? They're like, oh, watch these like cowards get run off the campus or whatever. Okay, yeah. Cowards, you got 100 psycho black people all
like,
hyping each other up.
Like 4 people. It's like they invaded your campus.
I know, right? To go talk to people that wanted to talk to them. And clearly, until the fucking mob showed up, it was perfectly fine. Like, they had just a fine discussion. No problem. And then this is what happened at the end. And that's why it's just, you want us to take you seriously? How?
Most people don't understand what's happening. Europe is being imploded on purpose. You do not accidentally flood your country with third worlders. You do not accidentally let crime run rampant. You do not accidentally let drugs get out of control. You do not accidentally tax people away. You do not accidentally do these things. This is purposeful. Because the rich people with the money are trying to destroy it. Because they're tired of Europeans with their high living standard and their pension and their demands for holiday and working conditions. You know, it would be easier if we just import a whole bunch of slaves and rule over them with an iron hand. But it will destroy the culture and the history. Who gives a shit? We'll make money. What will we do with the money? We don't want to live in a shithole. Doesn't matter. We don't have to live in a shithole. We're gonna live in Saudi. Kenya's beautiful. Most people don't understand what's.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's a bunch of stuff on like all fronts that's just like driving a wedge. You're gonna have super rich people, super poor people, no one in between. There's gonna be no way to get from one to the other, and they're like they're forcing it. And exactly, here you go. Bring in all the psycho immigrants that have no respect for anything. They're going to outpopulate the people that are civilized, and who cares? They're used to living in shit and doing absolute, worse conditions for everything. And apparently, that's fine for them. I don't get it. Okay, and then the rich people go somewhere else. Makes perfect sense to me.
Yep. Things keep warming up. Eventually, Antarctica will be a holiday destination, right?
Well, I don't know. Apparently, that's where the aliens are. All right. More freedom of speech bullshit. So this psycho liberal shot up ABC in protest to Jimmy Kimmel being taken off the air. Okay. And this guy's a gun control advocate. Okay. Your dumbass went and shot a gun into a ABC station because you were unhappy?
Sacramento, where someone fired shots into the building of the ABC TV affiliate this afternoon.
And you could see several bullet holes.
I thought ABC was the
windows, but no one was hit.
Friend.
Yeah, they took Kimmel off the air. So then they...
I think that was Disney.
Well...
The parent company.
Yeah, but this is the ABC affiliate station.
Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, so they're unhappy with their decision, so they decided terrorism was the right way to go.
Okay.
Hit, and our Mark Robles is live in the newsroom where he's been monitoring the latest developments. Mark.
Yeah, David and Giovanna, good evening. The ABC affiliate in Sacramento confirming, thank goodness, no one was injured in this shooting, and tonight the search still underway for the suspect who opened fire.
Attention all divisions and outside agencies. Broadcast for officer safety on an armed vehicle. Fired 3 times into a building at Broadway and 5th Street 25 ago.
Video shows multiple bullet holes did hit the building. You can see those 3 holes in the window of that TV station, ABC 10 KXTV. The station lobby is on the other side of that window. This all happened around 1:30 this afternoon. There is no indication that the gunman tried to get inside the building. That shooting described by police as a drive-by. Sacramento police now investigating and working to gather more information to track down the suspect.
It's just crazy.
Like, what did you hope to accomplish?
Yeah, exactly. It looks like I didn't get my ICE thing in here, but so Democrats, as we know, also recently attacked the ICE facility in Dallas and ended up shooting detainees. 3 of them, I believe 2 were killed, 1 injured. It might have been 1 killed, 2 injured. I can't remember. But at any rate, And again, according to the shooter's notes that happened to be nearby, which again, I don't really even believe anything anymore, but they said that their whole purpose was to maximize damage to ICE and minimize any issue for the detainees. So they completely fucked that up, and it's just more of this deranged lunacy. And it's like, yeah, turn it down. Both sides need to agree. No, you need to acknowledge and stop pretending that you're not only like celebrating these things. Like it's a disingenuous starting point. So we're not even going to give it to you. Either be serious or not. And if you're not, fine. We know what you stand for. That's fine. Now we know. And now we also know that there's no compromise, and that also, has its own implications. But I mean, that's where we're at. It's like either you can acknowledge that we need to stop celebrating things that are evil, or we cannot cohabitate.
Fortunately, we haven't had a lot of attacks on our media partners.
I only have a few minutes left. This video was going viral for a while about Charlie Kirk. A few things about this that stood out. We'll kind of jump to the, I guess, punchline a little bit.
To prove that this was an entry and exit wound.
They're trying to claim this came from a different angle, and they're trying to say that, you can see more or less blood splatter over his ear before the bullet hole actually appears. But the problem is they have footage from two other angles where that is actually his necklace flying out, not a blood splatter. I'm not saying that debunks that this isn't still true, that he got shot in this way, but they can see that that was actually the necklace flying off, although it is hard to believe a little bit. It was just a silver necklace, and this is a supposedly high-powered weapon. So if it hit it, it could have kind of flew off in who knows what kind of way, but that's currently what they're saying, is this is not blood splatter, this is the necklace flying off.
That Charlie is shot from his back right, and there's blood splatter coming out of the entry wound.
There was another thing about this. Oh, they're trying to say he was possibly in a bush in that general area and would have gave him that trajectory. I know I'm jumping through real quick. I do want to get through this one last thing, and then I'm going to have to get out of here, but I appreciate everyone sticking with us.
The official FBI narrative that Tyler Robinson was a lone gunman, fired a shot that killed Charlie Kirk. New video evidence has emerged from an eyewitness in the crowd off to Charlie's right side. If you're looking at it, it would have been Charlie's right side, the camera left, in the audience at quite a little bit of a distance, but not too far with a telephoto lens. Finally, some HD footage that we can discuss here on the show, and it reveals something pretty remarkable. So again, we will show it to you, have a discussion about it. We have a lot of new details that emerged over the past 24 hours that we want to go over today. Joining me now is investigative journalist Ryan Mata. He's been all over the story. Millions of people watching his coverage of this, and we want to kind of walk through this entire new timeline here and discuss what we have here. Ryan, welcome back to the show. Great to see you, my friend.
Always an honor, Clayton. Thanks for having me, and Natalie.
All right, so let's start off. Maybe we can kind of contextualize some of the official story here and where this is sort of falling apart. I mean, we can literally just go like right to the roof, right, and the running on the rooftops.
Yeah, absolutely, Clayton. So the video you guys are watching here is of the FBI video. Now, this comes directly from the FBI's official YouTube channel, so we know it's legit. It was given to us by the FBI. And if you notice the timestamp there in the top left, when that timestamp started, when the video actually first started there, it was at 12:23.34. So it takes him roughly approximately 14 to 16 seconds to get exactly into that position, which would be 12:23.50. Now, when we started to analyze this footage, it was Blake Bednarz who just first broke this footage, and he sent me this video, and he goes, listen, look, man, he goes, from this CCTV video, from where the FBI is showing us here, you could actually see the sniper's prone position. So when they first zoomed out on that footage when it very first started, you could actually see the position where Tyler would have, quote unquote, been laying on that roof. And it was Blake who sent me the footage originally. And he goes, hey, man, he goes, check this out in the cafeteria view. So if you switch to the cafeteria view, you can actually see the man running across the roof, right? Really slow motion. You clearly see somebody moving across that roof. Okay, now the question is, when was he running? Now there's another video I sent your team, and it's actually, you're going to start to see the crowd here. You're going to see the crowd, and the crowd's going to start to crouch down, okay? So if we put that into the slow motion feed that I sent you, and we scrub back and forth, you're going to see the crowd go up and down, up and down, up and down, right there. See how it goes? So you can see the crowd actually getting ready to sit down, and you move it back.
And he's already running. And he's already running if you look at the rooftop.
Bingo, right? So then we went out to the outside footage, and I said, okay, I'm going to put this in my computer, and I'm going to press play at the 8-second mark of this random clip I had on my computer. And when you press play and you hear bang, as soon as you press play, and then I go, okay, I'm going to stop the video immediately when the crowd actually is fully set down, and it's 3 seconds, Clayton. So that tells you that from when that shot was fired whoever was on that roof was in a full sprint within 3 seconds of Charlie Kirk being shot. That man on the roof was sprinting literally before the people that were outside could even realize that Charlie's been hit. I mean, he got shot right in front of them, and it takes them 2 or 3 seconds to go, oh crap, he's been hit. And they all start to go, all duck down at the same time. And that's how we know exactly when that person was running across the roof. So that was kind of like the first thing we kind of started to discuss when I was talking to you earlier was like...
Can I just stop you there? Because this tracks with other independent reporting from Candace Owens. She tracked down the person who had filmed prior to the event saying, look, there's weird. That's a guy on the roof. That's strange. The person that they said they saw was in tactical gear with a different gun. That's what they told Candace Owens. And then the FBI says this guy was in plain clothes. So it would track that there's a discrepancy between that. And then one other thing that's always bothered me about that official FBI running across the roof is that if people duck immediately after and scream, we've heard the screams in the crowd, why are the people walking behind that building walking so casually? They would presumably have heard.
I don't know.
Was Stephen Gardner. And he went back to the scene, and me and him had kind of been sharing info and going back and forth. And he goes, man, you know, these people are telling that Candace that they've seen this man in tactical gear from that position where they were filming is about 535 feet from that roof. So then I think, okay, half a football field, roughly a football field, what, like 900 feet? So at the 450 foot mark, maybe a little bit farther than that. When you're in the end zone of a football field, can you look down and tell if somebody's wearing a mask or not, and in tactical gear? I do think you can pretty distinctly make out a uniform, and the fact that a football player has a helmet on. So if this person does have a mask on, I would say that Candace's reporting is pretty much holding up. And the most important part about that reporting is the time. So Candace got the actual timestamp. So in that video, when it starts playing, they're going, hey, we just watched this. Is he already in position? We just watched him run across the roof. She said that.
So apparently there's, I don't know if anyone's seen this other clip, but there's another one where 2 people noticed someone on the roof and they have a completely different angle. And apparently that person was, according to them, wearing tactical gear, and also supposedly on the police scanners, there was at some point a call for someone for tactical gear. Like they were talking about looking for someone in tactical gear. But then both that person who had that video and this person who had this cafeteria view video, they never contacted them. Like the FBI never even got in contact with them to get the original video off of their phone with like the full, here's the timestamp and everything, and even GPS. Like you could get a lot of information just from that too, right? And sometimes like you actually have a bigger picture and it's like stabilizing and cropping and stuff. So I don't know. There's probably stuff that they could have got from that. And was there anyone else around there? But it seems like they just never even got in touch with these people and just like decided that the story they were going with was the one that they were going with. Like, and a lot of people are trying to say like, if this goes to trial as it is right now, they don't have a bullet. All they have is, yes, technically this is Tyler Robinson's gun, and yes, you found it somewhere in the woods, and yes, he has his DNA on it, but you can't, there's no proof that that's a gun that shot the whatever killed Charlie Kirk. That like there's a missing piece. So sure, he said. So how are you going to prove that that is actually what killed him? And even if everything is true, he was up there, he had a gun, he did all the things, he jumped around, he ran around everywhere, If he didn't actually shoot him, like what are you charging him with? Like the whole thing falls apart.
His timestamp on that video is 12:22. So that would have been 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes tops before the shot was fired. So somehow this kid is running across the roof, lays down, gets in position, somehow controls his heartbeat, controls his breathing. I'm no expert sniper, I'm not even a gun guy, but I hear if you're 1 centimeter off with that scope, if that X is 1 centimeter off, you're missing your target. So somehow this guy is in a full sprint, runs across the roof. It's about 30 to 45 yard sprint to get into that position from where you're going to jump.
This is the other piece I want to actually
takes that shot. And the craziest part is within 3 seconds, somehow magically has that rifle in his hand and wrapped in some type of towel. So he would have had to stand up if it was quote unquote a towel and not a gun.
That. All right. So this is the footage here. This is a wide shot.
So this is someone else that had like a super high power camera kind of up relatively close, but he was up on a stair balcony more or less. They had like a telephoto shoulder mounted camera with a boom mic on it, like not just like a camera phone or anything, like a really good camera. And this is what he caught.
And now here's a closer version. So Ryan, what are we seeing here?
Go ahead. You're going to watch. I want you to pay attention right there. He pauses it. You see it pause and you almost see like a cloud of smoke. There is some type of explosion. There is something happening under that shirt. And I want you to watch to the right. Do you see that? Like his neck? It was almost like a big gust of wind or something. Something happened under that shirt and it blows his shirt right off to the right. And you'll see it right here. Watch to the right and then watch the left on the mic. So you see the explosion there. It is. See that air pocket? It was almost like some weird air pocket caused his shirt to shoot up like that. And at the same time, what you can't actually see in this video is Charlie Kirk has on that silver necklace. And if your audience remembers, we thought we were watching his earphone, his earpiece get blown out of his ear, and we couldn't make sense of that. Well, according to Candace, that was his necklace. That was his chain necklace that you see actually getting blown off and blowing over his ear. And now I have a chain necklace on, right? I have this gold cross on. How would it be possible? I thought maybe like the bullet went through his neck and you could see it protruding out the back of his spine. So I thought maybe that the force, even though the bullet didn't get through, it was just such a rapid force in the back of his neck that somehow it snapped the chain. But the chain breaks in the front. So how does the chain break in the front and then go off backwards over my ear? That was the one part I could never figure out. Okay, so we have the chain breaking, we have it blowing off over the back of his head, and at the same time now we have evidence that's showing some device on Charlie's shirt that looks like it gets detonated, and you see this huge puff of air blow up his shirt, while at the same time, that was the first video that we seen where you could actually see, like it looked like a little cloud of smoke, a little cloud of air. I don't know what that was, but it was coming out right from under his shirt, exactly where that microphone was.
Now, John Bray has been analyzing this, and let's just put up this post by John Bray. So first, this picture here, John Bray, based solely on my analysis of the two angles of the events on September 10th, I've come to the conclusion that this is the object that struck Charlie Kirk in the neck. Now, what is that? Now, it could be a DJI microphone or a Rode microphone, which is just magnetically clipped here. I'm just going to show you some footage.
So now they're saying maybe in his like I have a mic like this. It's got like a little magnet on the back, but if that was tampered with, it could have possibly shot something from here, and that may explain why the shirt poofed up, like it detonated and it caused this poof. I don't know how the detonation would have been over here. Like it poofed up over here, but its mic was over here. So I'm not sure exactly. Or I feel like it shot like a V and it like one went here and like something else went in that direction. I don't know. But anyway, there's a bunch of these videos out. So I'm just trying to keep the relevant ones going. But with that, that brings us to the end of news today. We'll be back at 7:30 for games. Hope to see you all there. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thanks, Drew, for having a conversation with us. Thanks, Yakar from Russia over in Twitch. And look forward to catching you all soon. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you tonight.
Have a great one.
Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS on stage. News from RedNex, where truth is the stage. No bias here, just facts you'll see in every corner.